Hey everybody, it is 6 o'clock, it is Friday night, and that means it is time for Dragons and Things Heroic Endeavors. Hey. You notice with me tonight, we have Adam Rady, James Chew. Not Wednesday.
Chew is here. Chew.
We've also got Diana Restrepo, Adam Kahn, and Jared Hoy.
Yay!
Right. Quite a bad cast here tonight. Ha 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 ha.
See what you did there.
I'm good.
Except for Diana, she's good. Yep, Diana's the only good one here. All right. That was a DaT network joke for all of you newcomers hanging out with us this July 3rd. It's an exciting one. I'm pretty pumped about this particular adventure. I think it's going to be a good one. But before we get into it, I do want to mention that Q Workshop still has that Kickstarter that you should definitely check out if you like evil, nasty-looking dice, which I do. They have an awesome little skull dice Kickstarter, which is really, really cool looking. I'm going to have to get a couple of those dice myself when they are available, but you can check out the Kickstarter, using the link in the chat right now. We also, and those dice are coming at you from Q Workshop. They actually do all of the official, they have Paizo adventure paths. They all have themed dice that Q Workshop puts out. So they've been working with Paizo for quite a while right now. They have, I'm pretty sure every AP that's in existence currently has a Q Workshop set. So they are pretty awesome. They're a ton of fun, and they are all hang buddy with Paizo. So it's it's all part of DaT family. It's all good stuff. You should support them and check them out. We also have, I don't know if you guys follow Dungeon Crate on Twitter and Instagram, you'll note that they've been promoting that they are doing a Dragons and Things themed box this month, which you could sign up for now. And I will let you know that just this morning I got an email from old Wayne himself from Dungeon Crate. And he gave me a code to give to you that I'm going to drop into the chat right now. That is DaT DC 2020. If you go to dungeoncrate.com and sign up for a brand new subscription using the DaT DC 2020 code that he has provided to me, you will get 20% off your subscription. And the first box you'll get will be the old Dragons and Things themed one, provided that you sign up today or tomorrow, because the cutoff for the July crate is tomorrow. So you got to sign up soon. Do it. Those are my big announcements. Those are the big things going on in DaT world, except for the adventure that we're about to do. So I guess it's about time that we play some Pathfinder. Let's do it. I heard Diana already preemptively getting hyped, and so I want to honor that by diving into the adventure.
Yes. Ready.
She's ready to go, Jim.
I'm ready to go.
Do it then. Let's do it.
We're going somewhere?
You're ruining it.
Everybody stop talking. It's my turn. Things in Cavalocia have finally begun to return to normal. Ever since Lord Velast fled the city amidst a great public scandal, there have been no more whispers of the Green Lady or any other citywide catastrophes to combat. In true HEI form, the company managed to turn previous accusations of fraud and public endangerment on their heads, launching an elaborate campaign to garner sympathy and highlight the heroics of their licensees. Of course, they leave out the parts where they very nearly sold those same licensees down the river as damage control strategy when public opinion was unfavorable. Now, the city faces normal everyday problems, and the HEI contracts to return to their run-of-the-mill adventuring jobs. Guard a caravan, escort a wealthy noble across town, collect 12 dire rat pelts so that Baron Harfin can stitch them into a cloak for his avant-garde fashion show featuring socially undesirable materials being used to produce expensive luxury goods, and just what does that say about how society assigns value to objects, both financial and social? Today, the five of you are gathered in an HEI conference room, and you very much expect the scarred elf administrator standing before you to give you just such an assignment. However, he places the assignment folder down with an air of seriousness that hints to you that something else just might be up. He leans over the table on his knuckles, his jaw set in concentration, and speaks. There has been a murder. What do you do?
We read comments.
I'm doing it. It's comment time.
Yeah, we got it.
Comment time.
Jim, I'm going to just start with my own comment. I have no idea what the title of that was, but holy crap, that was hilarious. The guy's fashion show. That was great.
Oh,
nicely done.
Luna
And
Steel
Norse
Song.
Foundry is back in subscribing. Sorry, go for it. Sorry.
I was just going to say Luna Steel Song saying, so happy to be here with the DaT fam tonight.
Yay!
Hey, we're happy you're here too.
Thank you, Norse
Hi,
Foundry.
Luna. Hi, Norse Foundry. Thank you for
Special call out to ancient
Eddie?
Eddie, maybe? Real excited to see some 2E action as home group's afraid to move away from 1E.
It's pretty fun.
It's
Pretty fun.
I enjoy it a lot.
And then we have follows from Suzuki Senpai and subs from CC Garden Gnome.
Ooh,
Hey.
that's
Whoa. We need all those subs, guys. On a quest to 400. The bar is less than 400, as you may see. So we need all of them that we can get. Please and thank you.
Yeah, go tell all of your people in the house to log onto their computers and then sub us, and then go call your neighbors and knock on the doors with your mask on and tell them to sub too. Right? How?
You can call your neighbors too. You don't have to knock on the door.
This is true. You could call.
I like the overly aggressive approach, though. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, just kick down their door and just force them to do it. Is really what it comes
Take
to.
their card, sign them up for it.
Don't commit crimes for our subs, but you know. Although I will mention that if you happen to have an Amazon Prime account, you get to sub to a channel for free every single month. It might as well be ours, right? We're obviously the best and most important channel on all of Twitch, so you should give us those free subs if you've got them.
Accurate.
Clearly.
Nessie of the Lake called Ness said, glad to join in tonight. I'm up to date. Thank you for joining us.
And Sarah
Hey.
BC1 has just become the bit boss, meaning she will provide a hero point to one of us. We will wait to find out who that is. But in the meantime, Jim, would you like to weave us a tale?
Yes.
Okay. So, you are all looking at this elf administrator who nods thoughtfully and says, yes, a murder. Probably. Most likely. The evidence of foul play is pretty certain. Unfortunately, all that evidence points to our client, Patricia Brandywool, officially from Stay Hill Village, originally from Stay Hill Village, daughter of famed puzzle box merchant and now deceased Simon Brandywool. The halfling merchant was found dead in his home, the victim of a simple but deadly booby trap. Miss Brandywool stands accused of a deadly sabotage, but maintains her innocence as it engaged us to investigate the matter in preparation for her defense, confident that anything we find will actually help clear her name. As for how to conduct your investigation, we have compiled some suggestions. Miss Brandywool herself is free on bail pending her trial and is staying at the Gilded Lily Inn if you wish to interview her. There is also the Brandywool estate itself, which you'll have free access to for the time being. Of course, if you find any additional leads, you should continue to follow up on them until you feel you have a full understanding of the incident. Do you understand the nature of your assignment?
Well, not at all, but it does sound like there's a murder.
Murdered. With a booby trap.
That
Find out who?
That is what we have been informed of, yes. Located in the Brandywool estate itself, everything has been left as it was found, except the body has, of course, been removed to the Temple of Percival. You're also free to visit there if you wish.
Okay. That's good.
I would like you to take along with you a new member of the HEI licensee family, someone who has very recently signed a contract and will begin his adventures under the tutelage of more experienced warriors such as yourselves. Mr. Stone Rage, would you like to introduce yourself to your companions?
Hi, everyone. I am Torbo Stone Rage. And when you look at him, you see a very pale gnome. And he's wearing hide armor. But the thing you first notice is on his shoulder, kind of resting because he can't put it on his hip, is a very, very long greatsword. like 3 times the length of his body. And he's like, I'm really excited to be here. I got a kid at home that I don't want to be near, so yeah, I'm just happy to get out of the house, guys.
What's wrong with your kid?
Well, he's not my kid. He just kind of appeared out of nowhere. We don't really have a name for him, but he just punches the walls a lot. Oh my God. I know his name now. And he like looks off into the distance.
Well, I find this fascinating. I have never heard of tiny goblins adopting children before. That's fascinating. My name is Barnabas, and this here is Philip. Say hello, Philip. Philip floats out and flies. And then we also have our dear leader here, Peepa, and Rius, and someone who's going to give me a sample of his brain tissue at some point. And of course, my halfling friend, Oopsie, who does love pickles. I am not very fond of them myself, but my boy, he loves those. And it is so nice to meet your acquaintance, young goblin friend.
I'm a gnome, not a goblin.
Oh, that's fine. You can identify however you would like.
Oh, Bottomus, it's nice to meet you. Hi, everyone. Oopsie, you got any pickles?
Yeah, you have Oopsie Pickle. And he'll reach in his burlap sack and pull out a fresh Pops pickle.
Sweet.
And while he's handing it over, Oopsie looks at your sword and goes, Oopsie gonna drive that sword.
And you see him grab a pickle.
Wow.
I don't know how you can ride the sword, but
No, you misunderstand. He doesn't want to ride the sword. He wants to drive your sword.
Oh, he probably will too. Oopsie is yep, he's very good.
Oopsie puts his arm around Torber and goes, yeah, Oopsie, drive that sword. And he starts leading him out, heading towards the Temple of Percival.
Oh my, a halfling and a goblin holding each other? I have seen some sights in my day. How exciting.
Well, I will reach down and grab our folder.
Okay.
So we have all of our information.
Sure.
Well, rest assured, we're hot on the case there. What was your name again?
Oh, me?
Nope, the guy that's Jim voices.
He sort of like blinks a few times, says, well, no one's ever asked me my name.
Well, certainly you have to have a name.
Well, no, I mean, I have a name. It's just nobody's in all these weeks has cared. I mean, so much has happened and not one person has ever cared enough to ask my name. It's kind of shocking.
Well, we're asking you now.
Yeah,
you know what? We're pretty busy. We should probably go, don't you think?
And as you're closing the door, he's like, "Wait, no, it's not it." And then the door slams before you can catch his name.
Did he just say his name was Nanana?
I believe he did. He did indeed.
Interesting name. That
Strange
is.
name.
All right.
All right. So let's go see this body. Yes.
You can do that if you wish. You have, of course, the looking through the folder real quick, Rias, you have the address for the Gilded Lily. If you wanted to interview Patricia Brandywool herself. And you have the address for the Brandywool estate. You did hear mention that the body of the deceased is being kept at the Shrine of Percival, which is a well-known location. You don't even need the address for that. You could go there easily. But those are sort of the 3 places that you've got right now, and it did seem that you guys were set on heading to the temple itself. Is that the case?
We'll check out the body first.
Where Oopsie wants to go.
We're on the
That's
case.
where Oopsie will go. And Oopsie is driving this whole group. He's driving the group today. And so there you go. You make your way to the small Temple of Percival, Shepherd of the Dead. And inside, you find a young man in gray robes who there's nobody else around, so he notices the 5 of you entering. Just, what can I help you with? Hello, everyone.
There's a beast.
Hawk, are you here?
Where dead guy?
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Come with me then. I guess you're here on behalf of the Brandy Wolves.
And I lean down to Oopsie and I say, now, Oops, we'll be tempted, but no driving the body.
Not promise.
All right, I'll take a firm commitment to it, though.
But Oopsie try.
Okay, you try.
Oh, no. He leads you into a cool cellar, and on a freezing stone slab lies the body of an older halfling. I haven't done really anything except use my magic to keep the body from deteriorating. I won't prepare it for burial until after the trial. It's in exactly the same state in which it was found, but you're going to have to be real careful if you're going to examine it and try to disturb it as little as possible.
I'm surprised. Are you familiar with the anatomy here?
I mean, yes.
Does Percival, Shepherd of the Dead, normally handle such goblin cases like this?
That's a halfling. So I think
I understand in this day and age, everybody's identifying how they are, but it is a simple matter of anatomy. It's fine. I will handle it. I am, after all, a doctor, PhD certified.
I think I'll hang around and watch to make sure everything goes all right then. But you are allowed to examine the bodies.
Can I walk over and, I'm not going to touch the body, but lightly, my hand's kind of just, glowing over the body and do a medicine check?
Would you like a step stool?
Yeah, you can.
Or whatever.
You can absolutely do a medicine check.
Yeah?
Absolutely, you can do a medicine check. That would be just peachy.
15. 15.
So what you notice immediately is that the halfling's face, neck, and shoulder are covered in an array of puncture wounds. And it is quite clear that he lost an incredible amount of blood in a very short amount of time. You also note some... it looks like there was a single heavy impact in the side of his face. The whole left side of his face, shoulder, everything. It's pretty the cheekbones are smashed. There's a fracture in the skull, and then there's all these puncture wounds, almost like, you know what? It strikes you almost like he was hit with a hammer covered in nails.
Oh. So this was a brutal death. It looks like maybe it was a hammer and nails that made all those holes on his face. Poor guy. But
it would have been a big hammer, not like a hand tool, like a big, almost like comically sized mallet, just too big. Okay. Something big hit him and hard.
Oh, it looks like a giant hammer. I saw these a lot in the gladiatorial games, fighting giants.
Oh, a peek at this here body. Perhaps my keen eyesight will lead me to the answer.
Yeah, go ahead and make a
perception check.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check. Do you have medicine trained?
Sure, I'm probably.
Says the doctor. I'm probably trained in medicine. Oh, I don't know.
I never said when I had my PhD. So Bartimus fixes his glasses and gives a deep growl to it, and he rolls the die, and it's a 14.
I know more than you.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Was this perception or was this medicine?
Medicine.
I don't know that
you were
it
the
makes
doctor.
a difference.
Whichever one is higher for you.
No, it doesn't make a difference at all. It's a 14.
Let's go with medicine. It makes a lot of sense. Like everything else we're doing.
I might be tearing up here. Hang on. I might be
Oopsie wants to while Bartimus is looking over things, Oopsie goes to the other side of the table, just kind of climbs up on it, I just want to take a big, like, huge smell, just a giant whiff of this guy to see what he smells like.
While you're climbing up on the table, you note that it is like almost painfully cold to the touch. Like you can stand it, especially like once you get standing on it because you have your boots on. But with your hands, especially, like it's incredibly cold. It's got to be supernaturally cold. Like something is causing this stone to be cold. Very likely in an effort to help preserve the body and keep it cool. But you stand up there and take a big sniff. You can see that the Shepherd of Percival is like standing at the corner now. And every time you guys do something now, he's like, well, hold on, be careful. Oh, why are you don't need to stay. Oh gosh.
Heroes.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll the body.
What?
No.
There's nothing to see on this side. We'll check out the other side.
Here. Whoa!
Just out of curiosity, because you had said 14 before, but then you were asking about what skill it was. Was your 14 a total? Or was that 14 on the die plus some?
Well, let me just see here. There's an edge, so I'll take it. Yeah, that's a 15 is what it was.
15. Okay. Well, then, yeah, you decide that perhaps there's nothing else to discover on this side of the body and begin turning it over while Oopsie is trying to avoid touching any part of it with his boots.
It's good to point out that the reason I have an edge is because Sarah BC1 dropped $41 and ouch for the table, a sink for Jim Jam, and a mercy for James. That also is there's contributed by Army Woman 00, $10 for Stone Rage. So
That's my mom.
That's
Hi, Mom.
See, James, you were all like plot armor. You don't need plot armor. You've got audience armor.
Jim Jam, that was a conversation between the Jameses.
All right. So the body has been turned over. What is anybody else examining? Is there any other things that you want to do here?
I wanted to go up and talk to the guy that was already in there.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, was curious. What is your assessment that you came up with this by looking at him?
Well, I mean, as you can see, he suffered a pretty hefty blow to the side of his face and neck, and I would say he bled out, really. It wasn't the blunt trauma, it was the blood loss. The blow wasn't likely hard enough to have killed him outright. But, man, he lost a lot of blood.
Did he happen to have anything on his person?
Well, anything that he would have had is on him. We didn't take anything off the body. We intentionally left it as in situ as we could, or not in situ. That would have been at the scene, but we left it as untouched as we could, just bringing it down here to make sure that it would be preserved through the trial at the very least. So if there's anything on him, it's on him.
I look over and I just see them like messing with the body. It's like, I'll focus on that in a moment.
Yeah, Bartimus has just got the body turned over and he's like picking up the arm, dropping it, picking up the head, dropping it, picking up the leg, dropping it.
Check the pockets.
I'm doing a gravity test first. This is very important. I don't expect that all of you would understand. And I'll do another medicine check here, Jim. Or perception. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Sure. Why don't you try perception since you've already done a medical assessment? You can just see if there's anything you notice about the body as you're testing whether gravity affects it, which it does, just if anybody was curious.
Well, as I search over the body, Oopsie has his hand up.
Yeah, I was going to say, Oopsie, what do you got for me?
I'd like to use my thievery skill to look over for any potential entry points or residue for poisons, maybe?
I will allow it.
I'm going to do it.
All right.
New Norse Foundry black on black raised obsidian die. 14, so 18.
18. All right, so you are looking, and the only thing that you really notice no poisons that you can detect. No, like little needle pricks or anything anywhere. It doesn't look like there was anything like that going on here. You're pretty confident. Bartimus, you were in the process of a check a moment ago.
Well, you will not believe this, but I rolled a natural 20, bringing my total to 24.
24. You're right. I almost wouldn't believe it. But I'm forced to, because I have to trust you. That's the way this works. Obviously, the puncture wounds on the neck and the shoulder draw the most attention. But as you're studying the body more closely, you're starting to realize that it is very unlikely that they are the direct cause of death. He very likely survived these wounds, but only for a short while after. You find that disguised amongst the punctures is a very thin, even laceration, expertly made to cut the aorta, which would have accounted for far more blood loss than any of the puncture wounds that you see. You also find that there is swelling and bruising on his left knee, indicating that he suffered a blow to the knee prior to his death.
Well, once again, gravity proves itself a constant, and you cannot escape gravity. And the gravity of this situation leads me to believe that this tiny little goblin man, or woman, I'm not sure which.
It's very clearly a halfling man.
We've never quite determined the anatomy of goblins successfully. I'm sorry, I'm making myself laugh. Anyways, the situation leads me to believe that this tiny little goblin person was not found, hold on, let me try that again. Did not die from those wounds initially. Instead, there is, just take a peek with me, and I wait for everybody to like lean in with me and like look, and I give it the gravity that it needs, and then I show them the laceration along the neck, and then I say, but that's not all. And as they all leap back at my voice, I say, here, look at this knee right here. It's all bruised.
We're doing it.
I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm feeling rather loopy.
Yes.
Anyways, look at the knee. It's
I see the bruising. Yes.
You see that, don't you? You all are very keen. I knew I could count on my compatriots to bring up their level to mine, and we would meet somewhere in the middle.
So, someone didn't want him to walk, maybe. Is the other knee bruised? Bartimus?
No, it looks totally fine. The gravity test never fails, and I can say without a doubt that these are the facts.
What does he have on him? Like in his pockets and
Curious enough, you don't really find anything else on him. There is actually except for a small key in one of his pockets. But other than that, he doesn't really have anything. He was wearing, he was a very wealthy individual. His clothes are very fine make, except that now they're all bloodstained and ruined from that. But he doesn't have any weapons. He didn't have any documents or papers in his pockets. He just has a key. Looks like a simple house key.
I want to take the key and toss it to Bartimus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, a key here. Well, the key to this is something we'll have to figure out. Perhaps it goes to his tiny cave where he came from.
Or his house
He came from
that
the
he lives in.
mansion, though.
Oh, yeah, it could be from the mansion as well. Yes, I'm just hypothesizing what it could be from. In the meantime, I say, Peeper, using your vast knowledge of goblin anatomy, can you tell me, was this knee bruised before or after the initial wounds took place?
Can I roll up perception this time, Jim?
Yeah, you could roll a perception check.
Or are we breaking you?
No, you can absolutely roll the check. Yeah, go ahead.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Almost impossible to say in what order the wounds occurred. Mm-hmm. However, what you can definitely tell is that the wounds to the knee and the wounds to the face occurred prior to his death. He almost certainly died from the severed artery in his neck. That is almost absolutely what killed him.
What?
Everything else happened just before that.
This all happened before his death, so he was probably tortured. Poor little goblin.
He's a halfling.
He's halfling.
Like, I just want to be very clear with everybody that he is a halfling.
We get it. We respect his wishes for you. He's a halfling, and I wink at everybody. In the meantime, might we see the clothing that he was wearing upon entry?
He is currently wearing his clothing.
What?
That's what I was asking about earlier. Whatever was on this person is still on him.
So preoccupied with the gravity that I completely. It's crazy how that happened.
Wait, Bartimus, you even rolled up his sleeve as well too. You rolled up his pant leg to look at his knee. Bartimus, are you feeling all right today, my friend?
Why did no put me in this group?
What's happening to me today?
Oopsie hops down off the table and goes stand next to the acolyte of the temple and just kind of sits next to him, like watches as he watches, and then he'll slowly just raise a pickle up to him.
He takes a pickle and eats it very slowly and quietly.
Okay. Now I will ask a question about the clothing.
Yeah.
Does I mean, the clothing's got to be really bloody, right?
Oh yeah, it's blood soaked, pretty much ruined. It would normally be very expensive clothing, but it's absolutely been just ruined by all the blood.
So it would normally be very expensive clothing.
Oh yes.
And were we told? I apologize because I clearly am. I guess I'm loopy today. I don't really know what's going on, but. But was this his home that he was murdered in? I think yes. I may have missed that part. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, asking the acolyte, he says, "Yes, I actually went and retrieved the body. He was in his study. You can actually see the booby trap that killed him. We left it all in place for investigators. He was just inside his own study in his own home, in the city."
If it was Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the study.
Who's Colonel Mustard?
Okay. Shall we go to the mansion now?
One last check here. Hang on, and I want to. I know this sounds weird, but I want to open his mouth and see if there's anything.
Yeah,
there.
That's fine. Make a perception check.
Wow, that's a 19 on the die, so that's a 23.
I go Jordan.
You don't find anything in his mouth, but I will tell you that while you are constantly lifting up his hand and dropping it back down, you do note that there's a little bit of it looks like some maybe some defensive wounds on his arms as well, a couple of scratches, and then like under his fingernails there's a little bit of dirt and dried blood, and it's quite possible that there was some kind of a struggle just before his death.
A clue. Well, I see they have that the culprit has ground down his goblin teeth, so I can't take myself a prize, but I have found another clue. And I want to take I look over at Oopsie and wink at him, like as if I'm very smart, clearly not realizing Oopsie. So I want to take I am an alchemist, PhD, Doctor Extraordinaire, and I'm going to take out my tools and take a sample of that blood from underneath his fingernails. And I want to analyze it in my spectral analyzer.
I don't know that we have spectral analytics, but I will say that if you make a craft alchemy check to see if you can successfully sample some of this very fine material.
Yeah, I will do that. And I'm pretty sure I get a bonus to that. Identify alchemy. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just literally my craft score. All right, I'm just going to roll my craft score and just assume that that's what it is.
Sure.
All right. That is a 23 as well. I'll use my edge. I got another edge. This is exciting. There's Real POTUS 98, $5 in honor of Ancient Eddie and Edge to Bottomus. Well, thank you so much.
Nice.
So that becomes a 24, which is a Manny Ramirez.
You do a very good job, despite everything else. Despite the fact that almost every word that comes out of your mouth is wrong, you've actually done an excellent job of actually identifying problems and collecting the sample safely. So you managed to get a little small sample from under the fingernails, confident that you have not disturbed the body in any way, and that it is a good sample.
I say now. Well, we're in the temple. Do I know any trustworthy alchemists in the region that would have an alchemical lab already set up?
Make a society check.
Oh, well, all right, I'll do that. Bottom is rolling hot. Here we go. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, sure. There are a number of individuals that you know in the business who do some biological work in their alchemical studies, right. And they might be able to analyze a sample like this.
I say to everyone, I am sorry for taking up so much time. I know you all have your own leads you wish to follow, but on the way to wherever we are going, as Peepa takes us there, while Oopsie drives the sword, and the young goblin friend Trevor, I'm so sorry that you had to witness one of your own lying there on the table like that. And of course, Rias, I don't know why I'm saying all your names. The point is, anyways, I want to take this to one of my friends on the way. Let's just go.
On the way out, I want to examine the hair on the halfling feet. I just want to try and feel it and figure out what the closest approximation I could find would be.
So after all of this, Oopsie goes up and pets the dead halfling's feet.
And then I'll run and catch up to the group.
Peepa, should I worry about Oopsie and Bottomus?
It's okay. I will protect us.
You just look behind Peepa and up, and Rias is just going, yes.
Okay, I don't feel confident in this group at all.
So I tug on Trevor's hand and go, here, hold my pedals. Let's go.
Okay. I'll follow where you take me.
Okay.
He's your size. Pretty much. All three of you.
All right.
So you leave the temple and the absolutely stunned acolyte behind you. And where do you go after that? Again, I heard Peepa mention the mansion, which is certainly a place you can go investigate. You can go and interview Miss Brandywine herself, or Artemis seems to know somebody who might be able to help.
Should we interview people first or examine the entire mansion?
Yes, I would. Yes.
I think we should examine the mansion, just so we can have enough evidence, and then when we go talk to the lady, we can use that against her in interrogation.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
I think I leveled up with my thing. Okay.
Oopsie, hop on the sword, and then I'll stick the sword in front of me.
That's not how this works. I'll show later. Oopsie, show later. And he shakes his head. New guy.
Doesn't know how driving a sword works.
The mansion.
Yes.
But on the way we can stop by my friend Dimbledores.
Dimbledores?
Yes, he knows Harry Plopper.
Somebody knows Harry Plopper, and despite their disdain for that whole gimmick, they've decided to lean into it, I see.
Just clearly can't think of other names. He goes by Ted for short.
I was going to suggest that all of us go to the crime scene, see as much as we can, and then perhaps
on our way to talk to his daughter. Maybe that's when we can split. We'll go talk to your alchemist's friend, and then the other group can go and talk with Miss Brandywool.
From an alchemical point of view, would I take a while to analyze this? In other words, would Rias's plan work, or should I offer that we should drop it off sooner rather than later?
It's a matter of preference. Either one would really work. The investigation, Rias looking through the file, the investigation that you're currently on is all leading up to a trial that isn't even scheduled for like 2 weeks. So realistically, everything that you're doing has at least a little bit of time to breathe. So it's up to you.
Except the body.
All right. Well, yes, Rias, I think that would work out just fine.
So onwards to the mansion.
Okay.
Onwards to the mansion. The Brandywool estate is located in the Bright Quarter. It is a 2-story home that speaks quite obviously to the Brandywool's wealth. It is by no means one of the noble house mansions. However, one could live quite comfortably here, if they could get over the stain of murder that marks it. The inside of the home is an odd mix of halfling and human sensibilities. Everything is built on 2 scales, with smaller furniture to accommodate the owners, aside larger pieces built for guests. Many meeting spaces in the downstairs favor a larger scale, likely a strategy Mr. Brandywool employed to put his human business associates at ease, while more private spaces, you notice, are built close to the halfling scale. In the downstairs area, there's a sitting room, a kitchen, a dining room, and a pantry. The kitchen has a door that is locked that you aren't sure where it goes, but one might presume a basement. And there is also a boarded-up dumbwaiter in the kitchen.
What's that?
Upstairs.
It's he's not a smart servant, is what it is.
Is that really?
No, a dumbwaiter is like a little elevator that you can move stuff up.
Oopsie drive dumbwaiter.
It's like a stupid servant.
Jim Jam, is there someone stacking boxes acting like a murder didn't happen in this establishment?
What?
No, there is currently nobody here except for you 5.
Okay.
Oh,
There are no people here.
Do we know if sorry, what was the guy's name?
Simon, yes?
Yes.
Simon.
Do we know
Brandywool.
if he lived with anyone else in the mansion? Whoa, sorry.
Currently, you do not. You are not really sure. You can make a society check if you'd like.
I don't have that. Can I still roll society?
You gotta be.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to be trained in society.
Okay. So I guess we'll start looking. Can we start looking in the first room? Where all the seating areas?
You can start looking wherever you want. There's the whole downstairs. I kind of laid out all the areas in the downstairs, but then there's also, an upstairs area. Giving it a quick once over just to, as you're moving through the house, just to see what there is. There are 3 bedrooms upstairs. Mm-hmm. 2 of them are closed and one of them is open. And there is a study that is very obviously where the scene of violence took place. Just at a quick glance inside the room, like you can actually see this weird mallet thing with nails and spikes all over it that is like swung down, is like hanging in the doorway, and then the inside of the room just blood everywhere.
Well, that's a booby trap.
So yeah. Anyway, and then there's an open balcony that is in the open room is the largest of the rooms. You would guess that's Mr. Brandywine's room himself itself, and you can see that there's like a balcony there that you could go out and sit and hang out in. But those are all the areas that you have to explore.
Where does the dumbwaiter resurface at on the floor?
You are looking around, and curious enough, you cannot find where the dumbwaiter, in the kitchen. Obviously, there's you would send food up, but you have no idea where. You go up to where it should go, but there's no it doesn't go here. There's no way.
Oopsie. Do you want to go down this dumbwaiter?
Yeah. Oopsie starting kitchen.
Okay.
You said it was boarded up, right?
Yeah, it's boarded over.
Can I rip the boards out?
Oh yeah, pretty easily. Make a athletics check.
Sweet. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Oh, yeah. It takes you maybe 5 minutes of work to just sort of crack the boards and then start ripping them apart. And soon you've got this little tiny elevator shaft.
Awesome.
The cart there?
Horned it open.
No, it doesn't look like the cart even exists. Like this is broken.
I say to Torber, hold Oopsie legs.
Okay.
And I stick my head in and look up and down and see.
The shaft does go up, even though you can't find a place upstairs that it would go to. I mean, it goes up. Make a perception check. You even have dark vision, so this is a good one.
Hey, Jared, while you make that perception check, I just wanted to give a shout out. Very early on, Sarah BC1 was our bit boss. She gave that to Rias. And Kitsu723 bit boss and has given that to Oopsie. So there are hero points on the board, one for Oopsie and one for Rias. Thank you so much.
I see I have an edge earlier from Sarah BC1 that I'm going to use here because this dumbwaiter is obviously Oopsie's greatest foe. It's a 19 on the die, plus 1 from Sarah, which is a 20, plus, what was it, perception?
Yeah.
24.
You can tell immediately that this dumbwaiter bypasses the second floor and goes to a space above the second floor. There must be an attic or something up there.
Ooh. Secret room. Oopsie climb.
Oopsie's climbing. So Oopsie's just like, grabbing and his legs just gets into the dumbwaiter and starts you have to basically, because there's no cart, you have to brace yourself and then push up and brace yourself and push up.
What was the rope there?
There is a rope, yeah.
Oopsie, hold rope, Torber.
Okay, I'll you guys were going to up, I think.
And I got a dagger in my teeth.
And,
well, that's all right. We're already on the second floor. We're already up here.
And I'll have sword in one hand, my feet clasping the bottom rope, and then just kind of inch myself up.
Okay. The size of your blade, there's almost no way to take that with you into the dumbwaiter. It's also, despite the fact that you are small and it is so much bigger than you, it's also even for a human, it would be a heavy two-handed weapon. And holding it while you're climbing the rope would be not something you could do.
If you didn't like the sword, Jim, you could have just told me when I built it.
I didn't say I didn't like the sword. I'm just saying when you tried to take it into a little miniature elevator, it's a problem.
Peepa, can you hold this sword for me real fast? I have some javelins on my back that I'll be okay.
Does he have javelins on his back as he goes up the dumbwaiter?
Yeah, you could have the javelins. Yeah, I'll allow javelins.
They're gnome-sized javelins.
Goblin-sized.
So I'll hand Peepa my very large sword, and I guess we'll figure out what's going on.
Okay.
I'll follow him up.
You start making your way up, and you're using the rope to climb up there. And what you realize just a little bit too late is that the rope is very, very old and rotted, and the combined weight of even just a halfling or a gnome and a goblin is too much. And it begins to snap. And actually, will you make both of you make an acrobatics check to see if you can brace yourself before the rope snaps?
Without my sword, I'm not clumsy anymore, right?
You are not clumsy while you are not wielding your sword. That's correct.
Cool.
16. Nope, 15.
Okay.
I have 14. I'm going to use my edge and make that a 15.
15 and 15. You both begin to tumble down with the broken rope in your hands.
I activate my savior spike.
Oh, what does that do?
This pyramid-shaped spike is attached to an armor's chest piece. When you activate the spike, it shoots forth a strand of force to help you gain purchase when you attempt to grab an edge but haven't rolled yet.
There is no edge to grab, so that is not an action you would be able to take here. Yeah. So you can keep your thing, although that is a really cool item.
Well, now hold on a second. He's gonna pass the ledge, isn't he?
Not really.
The ledge he came in on. He'll pass it.
No, he's gonna land about right there. It doesn't go any deeper.
Oh, grab that one.
That's right.
The important thing is that Mr. Stone Rage is going to take, 5 points of falling damage from landing on his back.
Oh.
And then,
oh no,
Oopsie is going to land and take 6 points of falling damage.
Treat that as half its distance.
Okay, so I will actually reroll that to just 1d6, and that'll be 3 points of falling damage, which you also deal to Mr. Stone Rage when you land on top of him. And you realize what an excellently great thing it is that you didn't have that giant sword on you while you were trying to climb, because otherwise, Oopsie would have been riding that.
Oh my God.
Floor, just hear from within the wall, just, Oopsie!
Oopsie, you weigh so much. Oh my God.
Well,
and as we are dealing, as all of that commotion takes place, let's actually rewind maybe 5 or 10 minutes and go back upstairs where we had Bartimus and I believe Rias were hanging out.
Yes. Me too. I was going to go upstairs.
Oh, but you had taken the sword. Did you take the sword with you just upstairs? Yes. You just drag it. So it's a huge sword, and like you have a lot of trouble holding it.
All right.
And you basically just have to drag it behind you, and you're leaving this big like scratch divot in the floor as you carry it with you. And then on every single step up the stairs, like thunk chunk, and you have to yank it out of the stair and thunk chunk. And
well, I do have it in a sheath. I specifically bought a sheath for it.
No. My way's more funny. Okay.
All right. It'll take me a while to get up.
You move as fast as Harry Plopper.
Yeah,
but you get on. No, you get up there. And you guys I just like the image of this leaf girl with this just sword that's it's just too much. It's too much for Trevor Stone Rage. It's way too much for you. You have no idea how he handles this blade. It's because it's too big. It's too much sword. Mm-hmm. You have no idea how he manages to swing it around, but he does somehow apparently. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you guys are upstairs. What are you doing while you're up here?
I was gonna go. You said the balcony to this area was open, right? Sure. Yeah, I want to go check out the balcony, see if there's bloody handprints or if there's anything of like somebody climbing up the side into this open balcony if it was forced open.
Okay, sure. Make a perception check. The balcony as you're looking around.
17.
17. It does not look like there are any signs of forced entry. The balcony doors are closed and locked. They, of course, lock from the inside. The glass is not smashed. There are no windows that are unlocked that would provide entry. No signs of forced entrance anywhere. Does not look like anything like that happened here.
I'll begin checking out the Booby Trap.
The Booby Trap.
I feel like what I'm most curious about initially, just upon first glance, is this, by the sounds of it, if this is a giant thing, was it already built into the house? In other words, was this his booby trap that he set off?
Sure, go ahead and make a craft would work, thievery would work, or just something like a lore engineering type of check, if you've got that.
Okay. That was not as good as other rolls. Bartimus is back. Let's go with 10.
10. Let's go with 10. Really difficult to tell. The only thing that you note is that it's a nasty looking booby trap designed to hurt people.
How is it activated? Can I tell that? Or am I basically out of luck with the booby trap and I should just move on to something?
I mean, the only way that it possibly could work is if it were connected to the door and the door opening causes it to swing down. I mean, that's the only thing you could think of.
Where is the blood?
Sure. Make a perception or survival check.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Oh, crap. Oh, dear me. Bartimus sure is back. That's a 1 on the die, so there's a 5. I don't know where I am. Who turned out the lights?
The answer to where is the blood? Everywhere. Everywhere. You walk into the room, now it's on your shoes.
Ew.
You like lean on the wall, now it's on your hands. You like, you try to, it's now on your shirt because you're trying to brush it off of your hands.
Oh, dear
it's a
me.
mess. There's blood everywhere.
I begin, oh no, oh no, it's on me. Oh,
Like in your eyes?
I actually start, like, it gets in my eyes, and I start trying to go down the stairs looking for the washroom, but I find a plant, luckily. And on that plant, I start trying to wipe off. Oh, dear me, people. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Could you steer me towards the washroom? I seem to have gotten some evidence in my eyes.
How
you
far
could
down
take
the
him down
steps
to the
did you find her?
kitchen. You guys get back down into the kitchen so that Bartimus can start washing the blood off of him. And right about that time, you hear, whoopsie, gunk, and this like puff of dust comes shooting out of the dumbwaiter as moans of pain and agony filter through the room. It looks like Trevor Stone Rage and Oopsie's investigation of the dumbwaiter is over. And with that, we will actually take a few minutes to talk to chat so that maybe the madness will stop for a moment.
Oh, new guy.
Delirious says, Bartimus, I was the murderer the whole time.
Damn me! I forgot.
Real POTUS wants to know if this is actually the McAllister's house.
That's a good question. Speaking of the Real POTUS, 286th gifted sub.
Many.
Wow.
Thank you.
Much. And that gifted sub went to Brave Sir Robin Ran Away.
Brave Sir Robin.
How dare you, Jared? I saw your comment. It's not my fault that Oopsie wouldn't fall that badly.
Jim would just a little old halfling that weighs like 9 pounds. I mean, yeah, halfling. Break that.
Break what?
Break the rope. Or was it because there was also a gnome on there? Just saying.
If only you had checked that before you started climbing, you would know these things.
I thought he was just going to pull the rope and tug me up there. I didn't realize he was climbing up with me.
Oh, because you specifically said that, huh?
Yeah, Crossbones is in the chat. How's it going, Crossbones?
What up, hey, Crossbones?
See, we have a new sub, by the way. I would say I haven't seen this name in chat. Doesn't mean you haven't been here. I'm just saying that it does look like there's a new sub from Burrow 224. So thank you so much for subscribing. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the Real POTUS gave me an edge to compensate for Jim's obviously unfair targeting.
Welcome to HEI. I like POTUS's comment, dumb waiters. What a novel way to separate the player from their favorite weapon.
Yeah.
I want to take a moment and apologize because I don't know what I ate today or whatever, but I'm crazy today. Man.
Hey, you know what? I just think that you're really into the character of Bartimus.
He's a dear friend.
I'm enjoying it.
Bit method acting. Yep.
Sarah BC1 gifted a sub to Nessie of the Lake called Nessie.
Yay.
Ness, sorry. And gifted sub to Ancient Eddie.
All right. Ancient Eddie is now subbed. That's awesome.
Getting closer to that goal.
Thank you, guys.
Every single one sub helps. Trust me, they all add up.
And while we are getting closer, while we are getting closer to our sub goal, we are getting further and further away to all of our investigative goals here at the mansion. So let's return to that disaster. You guys are now all back in the kitchen, having each group having thoroughly failed at their tasks. What do you do now?
I'm going to grab my sword again and go. Okay. Thank you, Peepa. Yep. For some reason, I couldn't bring it up there.
Sword is at the top of the stairs.
Peepa, where's my sword?
The top of the stairs is so heavy. I made dents in the steps. Shh! Don't.
People wouldn't have been lighter for you to drag it back down.
Well, someone was covering me in blood.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This evidence just gets everywhere.
Yes. Did you find anything useful before you were blinded?
Oh, dear me, there was blood everywhere.
I'll walk upstairs real fast and grab my sword.
If I didn't know better,
And then,
I'd
come back down.
I'd say something larger than a goblin was murdered up there. There was so much blood.
Before I waste your time, Jim, and everyone's time, is it worth Oopsie climbing up this thing again? Because that's what he wants to do.
You can. You would just have to do the brace and scoot.
Yeah.
You don't have the rope anymore, but yeah, you can attempt it.
Oopsie, you're on your own. I refuse to go behind you again.
Yep. You're upstairs. Get out of here.
I came back down.
Brace and scoot, Jim. I'll probably wave to them in the kitchen as I go past.
I'm gonna, you know what? I feel that I could help Oopsie a little bit more, and by I mean my friend Philip. So I'm gonna have Philip, because Philip flies. He's just gonna fly underneath Oopsie and just sort of gently push him up. It will do absolutely nothing mechanically, but it will be cute.
It will be funny if he fails horribly too and crushes Philip.
Oh my god!
I'll stick my hand on Oopsie's head and cast guidance on him. Give me a +1.
Okay. All right, Oopsie. You're going to need. We'll call this athletics. I think this is climbing is athletics.
Got it.
You know.
Roll. Ooh, 19 on the die. Beautiful.
I'm doing it.
+5, 24. Matt Baker. Nope. 25 because of guidance.
Diana, was there something you were trying to say and we were talking over you?
No, I was just gonna say, you could let the leafy Leshy do it because she won't take falling damage. But this is more comical, so please go ahead and go up.
Also, I very rarely take falling damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't either.
I was just gonna make a joke, but thanks though.
Oh, you can fly, can't? Or you can glide, can't you?
I can glide down, yeah.
You guys might be comically inept investigators, but when it comes to falling off of things, you're almost invincible.
Yeah.
However, you don't have to worry about Oopsie falling because he scoots and braces like a champion. And in but mere moments, you have come to the far end of the dumbwaiter. There is like a little door. It doesn't look like this end has been boarded up. What do you do?
Great work, Philip.
I'm gonna stick my head in there and go, do you need lights?
No, Oopsie see.
Okay.
I feel like he'd just fling the thing open. Sure. I don't think he'd be careful about it.
I don't think he'd be careful at all. It does look like you are looking into an attic, but it is a very small sort of space with the really low sloped roof. It looks like it's actually been converted into a small bedroom. Whoever was using it, however, does not appear to have kept it in very good order. There is a musty animal odor here, and the bed looks like it has been shredded and converted into something of a nest. And obviously, you're looking at all of this from like the part of my description is there's a dumbwaiter, but you're looking into the room from the dumbwaiter. So, yes, there you are.
I want to shout down. Is like nest secret room?
Usually nest secret rooms are secret, yes.
You come up. Oopsie, go in. You come up.
Jim, you said there was a... Sorry.
Oh, do I fit in the dumbwaiter?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tight squeeze for you, but you could do it.
Oh, my old bones need one of Bartimus's invigorating potions, and I take a swig of something, and I am emboldened. Don't worry, Jim. What I drank was water, but I'm emboldened, regardless. And I start climbing. I say, Philip, come here and help your dear friend.
Before you go, I'll stick my hand on him and cast guidance upon him as well.
Guidance as well. Okay, Oopsie, what are you doing at this point? Are you waiting for everybody to climb up, or are you just heading into the room?
I would go into the room to clear the space.
Sure.
Right there. I don't know that I'd go poking around in the room, but I'd take it in rather than wait for it.
Sure. You hop into the room, and you look down below, and you can see that the light sort of fades away as as it is filled with the bulk of Bartimus, who is trying to shove himself into the dumbwaiter and make his way up. It looks like it's going to be a little bit tougher for him than it would for you, being a smaller creature. But he might be able to make it if he can pass the old athletics check. But before he does that, as you are standing there, you begin to hear the sound of scuttling claws and the squeaking of small vermin. As you look around and you see that across the room, from this bedding, from boxes and bags that are stacked up, from the rotting furniture, these tiny, furry, nasty, toothy little rats come scuttling forward and rush towards you in a swarm. And it is time for us all to roll initiative.
Oh.
Oops, he's gonna get bited!
Now, I believe that your guidance gave me a +1. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, then, my athletics check, which I rolled an 18 on, comes out to 19.
Hey, that's Bartimus rolling hot tonight.
But then my initiative, would I be adding my athletics, Jim, because I'm climbing? What would my initiative be?
I would say that your so basically you would have rolled initiative, like I had it, you would have rolled initiative before starting to climb. So you can make it be athletics, that's fine, because that's what you're trying to do. But you could also use perception, because theoretically, as these creatures are emerging, you don't even realize there's a threat. You don't realize there's a threat until Oopsie, screams out. So perception makes sense as well. So it's either athletics or perception. I'll let you choose.
Oh, I'll choose the perception one. Okay. That'd be a 15.
15 for Bartimus. So you do hear the scratching and the squeaking. You realize there's something going on up there, and you better get up there fast to help.
Quick, get a sample, Oopsie.
Trevor.
13.
13 for Trevor.
Perception, right? Or for initiative, it's plus perception.
Yes, perception for initiative.
Yeah, then 13.
13 for Trevor. Peepa.
27.
Whoa!
I know.
People roll.
I rolled a 19.
Whoa! Rias.
22.
And Oopsie.
12.
Oh no, Oopsie.
Yup.
Oh no. Well, Oopsie yells that he's going to get bited, and you realize that he may have found himself in a spot of trouble. However, currently, Bartimus is in the process of shoving himself into the dumbwaiter, so you don't really have any way to climb up there. No. Is there anything else that you'd like to do? How can you help?
You said there was a door in the kitchen, correct?
There is a door in the kitchen, yes.
Can I run to the door, walk outside, and look up?
So you run to the door with one action. You fling open that door, but you realize very quickly that it's not a door to the outside. It is a door to a set of stairs that lead down.
Oh. I'm going to shut that.
Great. That is your third action. The door is shut. After that, Rias, you're in the same boat. What do you do?
I'm actually going to head back upstairs and see if I can get onto the balcony and maybe find a way up to the roof.
Okay. I would say that it would take you all 3 actions just to get to the balcony.
Sure.
And that is a door that is closed. So next turn, you'll be able to open the door and move your way. But running out of the kitchen, running up the stairs, and then running into that room, into that main bedroom, will be your whole turn. And after that, it becomes my turn. And the hungry rats, begin swarming towards you, Oopsie. And they very quickly surround you. And they do indeed begin biting you. As a single action, every enemy in the swarm space takes 1d6 piercing damage, which I will deal to you.
We're gonna die.
You take 5 points of piercing damage, and you need, but you can attempt a basic reflex save, so you can try to avoid some of that damage with a save. I don't roll an attack, but you get to roll a save.
And this is just straight die?
No, this is a basic reflex save, so it's a reflex save.
18 on the die plus a lot. 8, so 26.
26. Yeah, that is a success. You're actually going to take half damage, so only 3 points of damage as the rats just bite. And that was one action to move to you, one action to nibble. They will go ahead and take their third action to continue nibbling, requiring a second save.
While you roll that save, I wanted to shout out to Scott Danuzo, who gave you a re-roll because becoming the bit boss. Gave you a hero point, really.
I'm going to need it. 14 on the die plus 8, 22.
22, that's another success. So you are only going to take half damage. That is 1 point of piercing damage from their third action, which is just to nibble. So they swarm all over you, biting, scratching, clawing, trying to get into your armor. And then it is Bartimus's turn.
Oh, dear me. I hear commotion. Here I come. Philip, push faster. We have to get up there. So I will use that climb check to climb. James Rodehaver.
Begin climbing.
How far do I get with my 3 actions of climb?
One action of climb is going to get you 10 feet up. And so you're going to have to keep climbing. Go ahead and make another athletics check as you try to...
Oh, you would like checks on each time? Because I recall that Oopsie only rolled 1 check to climb up there.
Hey, if you want to move intentionally slowly and carefully to not have to roll any more checks, I will allow that.
Yes.
But don't expect to get there anytime soon.
Oh, that's okay. I'll roll that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. There will be no other way Bartimus will get up there. I'm already convinced he's not coming back down. So
no problem. You just slowly begin making your way up. You get no further than you currently are. However, you have to roll more checks.
We will get up there. We're gonna safe and sound. We will get up there. Oopsie, you maintain you keep driving that room, and I'll be there soon.
They'll be there soon.
Hey, so I don't know if you want to retroactively turn this on, Jim, but Sarah BC1 just donated $75 for a wild magic #Bartimus.
Oh. Now I don't
Won't be as good as
understand
my
why I
magic
was
from
targeted.
I don't know. Do we want to do it now or do we want to do it later?
Sarah, I'm just a simple Bartimus. I don't know why you target me. Bring it on, though. Bring it on. Bartimus can handle it. He's fine. Go ahead,
Hey, if Bartimus wants to get hit right now, so Bartimus will get hit right now. Bartimus, roll a 1d6.
All right, here we go. Do I want high or low, James? Doesn't matter. They all roll low.
They're all just whatever.
They're just whatever. Rady,
they do roll low. That's a 1.
Okay. This one is called I'm the GM Now. At the beginning of any opponent's turn, you may engage in a contest of wills, making a wisdom check against that creature's will DC. On a critical success, you get to dictate 2 actions that creature must take if they are able. If they're unable to take an action, then they simply waste an action doing nothing. On a regular success, you dictate 1 action the creature takes if able. However, on a failure, the creature is hasted 1 for that turn, and on a critical failure, the creature is hasted 2.
Oh no.
Ooh. Well, Oopsie, it's good that your friend Bartimus is here. I think to myself very hard about what happened. And on the enemy's turn, we'll find out what will happen, won't we? That's true.
Trevor Stone Rage, it is your turn. And you can see Bartimus very slowly, very methodically begins shimmying his way up the shaft. And you realize that, you're never going to get to the fight if he's doing this. What are you going to do?
I want to run upstairs and see if there's a door leading to the attic.
Sure. So 2 actions get you upstairs. Then you can make a perception check as a seek action. So go ahead and make a perception check.
That's a 1.
It's a 1. You're just
it's
so...
It's a 6 in total.
You're so distracted, you don't notice anything. maybe there's something there, maybe not, but you're just almost in a panic, and you realize this is your first day on the job. Like you can't let Oopsie die. Like that'll come really bad on your reviews. Your quarterly reviews are going to be a disaster, and you're just too distracted to really notice anything.
Oh my god! I had to get part of this group.
After Trevor, it is Oopsie's turn.
Okay. Am I hindered in any way?
No, it doesn't otherwise hinder you, except for the fact that the rats are just bad and mean.
I'm gonna assume that my glaive was left down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he had to drop his sword, I probably had to drop my glaive.
Makes sense, yeah.
So I'm gonna draw my short sword. 1.
Okay.
Second action, I'm gonna try a slash at it.
Okay.
I'm going to use an edge that was graciously donated from Crossbones AE. He gave an edge to myself, Diana, and Khan. He gave Rady James a sink.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this edge and hopefully not die. Hey, awesome. Now, so it was a 19 on the die before the edge. Does the edge make it a natural 20?
No, that's not how edges work. But,
28 to hit.
28 to hit is still a critical success.
Yes.
Nice.
Good damage.
Nice work.
I hate swarms, Jim. I hate them. Not the best damage. Only 10.
10 points of damage. You know, you aim true. You sort of wait for the rats to stop moving just for an instant and try to swipe through as many of them as you can, and you feel like it's a good hit. However, I mean, you're attacking a swarm of rats. It's so difficult to stab a swarm or slash a swarm. So while you do deal some damage, it does look like it is not as good as it should have been.
For my third action, am I able to move out of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I will take my 25 feet, basically just run to the other side of the room, panic screaming.
Okay, sure.
Oopsie, no bite!
You run to the other side of the room, and you actually hear the crunch of glass under your feet, and you realize that you look down really quick at a glance, and I'll give you a free thing. You notice that there's this square in the floor that looks a lot like maybe like a trapdoor, and around the trapdoor there is this tar and broken glass has been like glued to the floor with this tar all around this. Now with your boots on, not a problem. You just sort of crunch through it, but you do note the door there.
So like if someone came up and tried to lift themselves up, they'd...
You feel like if you just like didn't know it was there and clamped down on that glass, boy, would it hurt. Oh, would it hurt so bad.
Interesting.
But now it is Peepa's turn.
I look in and I still see that Philip is still trying to help Bartimus. I just see little teddy bear butt. So then I follow the other two boys to try to run up the stairs as well.
Okay. With 2 actions, you can get to Trevor, who is like frantically looking around in a panic, like, where's the door? Where's the door? Where's the door? Where's the door? But he's clearly like, he needs to take a breath.
Could I make
you could continue, you could help him like by making a seek action here.
Yeah.
Or you could keep going. You know that Rias, you can see he's in a different room.
Let me make a seek action.
Okay, so you take your third action to seek.
And what do I add to that? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
8 plus 6. I'll use my edge.
15.
15.
Yeah, you actually note that there is a hatch door in the ceiling here that if you jumped up and you could pull it down. It doesn't look like you would have it. No, you could get it. You could get it. I forgot. Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Okay,
you can get it.
I would shout to the boys, over here, a door, pull. Can I reach it? I'm so tiny.
Yeah, you can, but the ceilings are actually pretty low here because again, this.
Oh yeah.
Overall, the home was built for a halfling to live in.
Okay. So
yeah, you could reach it, but you've used your third action.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Rias, though, you do hear Peepa's voice behind you.
Right.
She's saying there's a door, but you're also at a door. So what do you do?
Well, if she, well, what did you shout? You said there's a door
over here. Yeah, there's a yeah.
Okay. I would if they think they found something, I would run into that room with them.
Sure. So you just move back out to the hallway with one action. You can see Peepa is like pointing at the door.
Okay.
You can see now she's pointing it out, so you can see it there.
Okay. I'll walk up to it and I'll attempt to open it. Push it.
Yeah, I mean your head almost like there's only an inch or two between your head and the ceiling. So you just grab it and pull it down. There's a door there. There's no ladder or rope or anything. You just have to haul yourself up into the room beyond. But now that you are there, even just standing there, you look up, you see a flash of movement. You hear Oopsie grunting and straining above you, and you can hear the squeak of the rats. This is the attic. You found the access. But that was the second action, so you have a third one.
Oh, I would be like, Trevor, do you want me to lift you up inside?
Oh yeah, totally. Just upsies.
Upsies? So I'll just grab Trevor underneath the armpits and raise him up to the hole.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Please go as well as Wednesday.
But I'm not that kind of character. I'm going to use my... I got an edge, don't I?
Yeah, you have some.
Yeah, I got an edge. Let's do it! That's going to be a 14.
14. Okay, I mean, Trevor is a dense gnome. A lot of muscle mass on that guy, and he's surprisingly heavy, and you pick him up. You're trying to you can get him up there. You realize that if he doesn't get off of you very soon, you might just drop him. But you do manage to lift him up. Trevor, you are now looking into an attic space, and there is this swarm of rats that looks like it's about to come charging into Oopsie, maybe even get you too. It's a pretty wide swarm, but you notice that all around you is this tar and broken glass, and it might be a little tricky for you to get up into the hole and not get slashed up by it. Very tricky, might require a save of some kind, but otherwise you're going to have to find some other way to get up here.
Okay.
However, before you get to do any of that, it is my turn, and the swarm is going to come swarming in an Oopsie. Now, because you're still in the hole...
Hold on. It is the beginning of your turn.
Yeah, it's the beginning of my turn.
And I am concentrating and hoping and thinking about rats and swarms and everything. My question is, Jim, will this be a will save or a wisdom?
This is a wisdom check, straight up wisdom check.
Are you sure you don't want it to be a will save? Because that would...
100% certain.
So I'll just roll the die and we'll just go with whatever's on the die then.
No, actually, we're going to subtract 1 from whatever's on the die because I'm going to use my sync on this.
Oh, no, I'm going to use my sync on you.
Okay. That doesn't matter. I'm not rolling a die.
Well, wait a second. I thought you said I was going against your will save.
You're my will DC. The will DC is 10 plus whatever I add to my will.
Oh, phooey. All right. Well, then I'm not adding my sync to you. Fine. All right. Here we go. A flat D20. Here we go. And
-1.
The whole time... Oh, shoot. It's on the ground now, but I count that. We all know I count that. Here's the thing, Jim. I want you to know that I am thinking about enlightenment, and I want these rats to seek enlightenment. I want them to try to evolve and grow beyond their means and think and begin a discord with each other and talk about whether or not they want to seek out this life. That's the action I'd like them to take. It's a 12 total after your -1.
A 12 is a failure. So the rats actually think harder about eating, and we'll get an extra action this round to eat.
No.
But I'm thinking about that.
So they are hasted 1 for this round, and they use their first action to come swarming in at Oopsie. Now they can't really get to Trevor because they actually avoid the glass. They can't. They're not going to leap onto Trevor. So they're just going to swarm around Oopsie. And then they have 3 more actions for the round, so they're going to bite. I need 3 reflex saves from you, my friend.
The first one is a 16.
Okay, with a 16, that is a failure. However, you're lucky and you only take 1 point of piercing damage. However, because you failed, you also now need to make a fortitude save.
Well, let's see how this goes. Very well. It goes very well, Jim. 29.
Oh, yeah, you are fine. No worries about the rats. So that was their first biting action. The second biting action requires a save. Reflex.
I'm gonna use a reroll from the I don't think a 2 would have cut it.
No.
I don't think a 3 is gonna cut it either.
No. That is in fact a critical failure. However, you are incredibly lucky once again and only take 2 points of damage because I'm rolling crappy damage. However, got to make a fortitude save.
That's because their little minds are whirling as they think about enlightenment and growing above their means.
This is a fortitude, right?
Fortitude, yeah.
That's 23.
23 is just fine. And then the third bitey bites. I need another reflex save.
Scott DeNuzzo's reading my mind, just so you know.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'm going to use a reroll. Because that was a natural one.
Oh,
no. Shoot.
Huzzah, it paid off. 18 on the die plus 8. 26.
26. That is a success. You are going to only take 3 points of damage and do not need to make a fortitude save. You got really lucky on that turn. When you failed, I rolled only 1 point of damage. When you actually succeeded, I had max damage. You are the worst. But that is all 4 of my actions for the round. And it is Bartimus's turn. You are, as I remember, slowly and methodically making your way up to the top of the dumbwaiter. At the end of your next turn, you will be able to see into the room.
Wait, hold on. Back this straight up. The end of my next turn or the end of this turn?
At the end of your next turn.
All right, well, it's okay. But Philip, you're doing a terrific job. You just keep pushing up there, and you take it nice and slow. Grab my one foot, move it like that. Now grab the other foot, move it like that. We'll get up there.
Slow and steady wins the race. Trevor.
And remember, get a sample of those rats, oopsie.
Trevor Stone Rage, it's up to you, my friend. You are now basically standing on Rias's shoulders. You can make, I'll tell you what, an acrobatics check to leap across the broken glass. Or you could just power through it, man. You can power through it.
Well, so can I take an action on his shoulders though?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. And you said there were 2 rats?
Oh no, there's a swarm of rats. There's dozens of rats. You can't even begin to count how many rats there are.
Okay, so a spell, if it's not a electric arc, wouldn't work, would it?
No, you can cast electric arc at the swarm. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And you see Trevor kind of do the Emperor Palpatine and and fire electricity into this swarm.
Okay.
That is a DC 15, and I am going to sink you, Jim.
Oh, wow. DC 15, nice. And you're sinking me. I don't like it. I hate it even. Maybe. That is a total of 17, 16 with the sink. So that is a success. But that still deals half damage. So it's not a critical success. You still roll damage.
That's 4 on the die for 2 damage.
2 points of damage.
And then I'm going to oopsie. You're gonna have to try to jump this way. And I'm going to jump off of Riss's shoulders back down.
You want to jump down onto the ground below, into the hallway?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's you could do that for free. You basically just decide you're not going up into the attic at all. You get back down, looping down off of Rias's shoulders.
Can I
on the ground.
stab my sword up through the floor to try to hit these rats?
That would be ridiculous. No, yeah, there's really no way to get him that way. Like you would just be tearing chunks in the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, that's I'll end my turn on that.
Okay, oopsie. You see there's a trap door now. Your friends are down below. They're telling Trevor says jump and then does so himself after jolting the rats a little bit. What do you do?
How far away from the trap door am I?
You're pretty close because it's on the same side of the room that you are because you had said you were moving across the room away from the dumbwaiter, so you're pretty close to it.
Well, first action, I will swing at these rats again.
Okay.
You never know. It's an 18 on the die, plus 8, 26 to hit.
That will hit them.
For a total
in fact, that would be a critical hit, so you can double.
I like
double
that
up.
Better, Jim. For a total of 12 damage.
All right. Again, you feel like they're not taking the full might of your swings, but you are. I mean, there's a lot of dead rat bodies around now. Like between getting jolted and slashed, you guys are actually doing pretty well overall.
Second action. Oops, he's going to risk it. He's going to try and swing again.
Okay.
This is only a +4, though.
All right.
13 on the die, 17 to hit.
17 is a success, so that is going to be a regular roll hit.
I don't think this damage is going to get through, though, because it's only 3 damage.
Yeah, you feel like, now that you've actually thinned out the swarm, it's almost harder to pinpoint where you need to stab and try to skewer these little guys as they're still just ravenously crawling about, nipping and biting and scratching, and you deal no damage.
For my third and final action, Oopsie will cannonball into the trap door.
Cannonball into the trap door. Now, Rias is standing directly beneath that.
Oopsie, no.
You're right. Trevor did say jump, so go ahead and make an acrobatics check first.
Here's where the dice are going to tell a story that they want me to stay in the
You staying up there?
Yeah. I think I just kind of Mario butt bounce. It's a 1 on the die, so it modifies out to a 5.
Okay. With a critical failure, you try to leap, but you misjudge and your foot gets caught on like a piece of broken furniture, and you actually fall flat on your face. But unfortunately, since you're right next to the door, you fall into all this broken glass.
Oh.
And boy, does it start cutting things up.
Oopsie!
Now that you're not just walking across it with your old boots, you feel the slashing pain as it digs into your flesh.
Oh no.
You are going to take... Sorry, I had it and then it went away. There we go. I need a basic reflex save from you.
+8. Gonna be 21.
21 is a success. You're only going to take 2 points of slashing damage and nothing else. Like the most of it gets caught in your armor. But you're just like laying in this crushed glass now, and you're like, ooh.
Hey,
luckily,
oopsie, beautiful face protected. Okay.
Yeah, luckily it's not too bad. Just a little bit of pain, just a little bit of shards in you. And after you, we go to the top of the next round, and Peepa. Oh man, do things look like they're going interestingly?
Yeah, but I don't know about the face plant into the glass. I'm just gonna, because I'm seeing that we're telling him to come down, I'm just gonna start singing my harp and inspiring courage.
Hey, inspiring courage is always an excellent action. Everybody's gonna get a +1 bonus to attacks, damages, and saves.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I would just sing and hope he just cannonballs down.
You're hoping for that old cannonball down. Rias, what are you doing?
Because I'm how far away I am from the hole, just my head, was I able to see him actually fall onto the ground?
Oh yeah, because he was trying to get, so basically like he falls like almost at the edge. You can actually see his head And yeah.
Can I reach up and then just kind of try to lift him up and over the glass and then bring him down?
You don't really like. You can't lift him. Like you could just drag him down.
Oh yeah, drag him through the glass. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't know that it's there.
No.
Trevor didn't say anything. I just see Oopsie, and I'm gonna be like, I shall help you, and I'm gonna try to pull him down.
You
Don't
just
try to
drag
blame
him
this on
through the
Trevor.
broken glass.
New guy.
Oopsie. Luckily, again, it's the armor that's really saving you. You're going to take another 1 point of slashing damage. However, there's a shard of it that gets caught and it like scratches across your neck. You are taking 1 point of persistent bleed damage now, which will trigger on the end of every one of your turns unless you can get that taken care of. But you are now down on the ground, Rias. That was one action, really. You just drag him down. You see that he's got like glass all over him now, and you realize what happened, but just a moment too late. But he's at least down.
And I'll close the trapdoor.
Okay, you close the door. Yep, it is closed.
No one told Bartimus. Oh,
you do
gosh.
have one more action left.
I forgot he was in the shaft.
Nobody tell him. It'll be funny.
I would then look at Oopsie and be like, wait, is Bartimus never made it up there, did he?
Oh, no, just rats. Rats bite.
Oh, crap.
Bite.
Well, I mean, and I just asked him, and I guess I would just open it again and just be like, Bartimus, get back down, you dumb waiter.
Okay, it is now the beginning of my turn. Would you like to challenge me, Adam?
I am the GM now. I'm the GM now. I still am thinking about how rat society could rise up and become something more greater than what they are. And I imagine them finding their way in culture and art and what that would look like. And I begin going down quite the rat hole, as it were, as I think about this. Fantastic roll of a 7, so it comes out to a 7.
That is a failure, and the rats are hasted one once again. It is their turn, so they are just going to start throwing themselves down on top of Rias. Oh. You're laying there. You're like shouting to Bartimus, get out of the shaft, but the door is open, and these rats just start leaping down onto you, crawling all over you, biting. And they're hasted, so I have 3 bite actions.
Good thing my dad's not here. He hates rats.
I need a reflex save from the bite number 1.
It'll be a 21 on the first one.
Success, you only take half damage. It's going to be 2 points of damage from the first bite action. Action number 2 will come at you. Go ahead and make a reflex save for that.
That's only a 8.
8 is a failure. So you're going to take 4 points of piercing damage, and I need a fortitude save from you after that.
Fortitude is a dirty 20.
Okay, so you think you're okay, but they moving so fast. How did these rats get so fast? Make another reflex save. 14. 14. That is a failure. So I'm going to need another fortitude save from you, and you take 2 points of piercing damage.
Fortitude's going to be 16.
16 is okay. All right. You think you're okay, except for the profuse biting that is occurring all over you.
How much damage from that one, Jim?
2 for the last one.
2. Okay.
Rats bite.
How much damage did they take jumping? Did they athletically jump over that glass, Jim?
Little rat leaping down like a couple of inches onto your shoulders and biting you. They're not going to take no damage. It is Bartimus's turn, though. Bartimus, if you continue climbing, you'll reach the promised land at the end of your turn.
I don't know that I suppose I'd have to roll a check. Is that correct?
Yeah, make a perception check to see if you heard them yelling.
No, how far you made it up.
I use my keen senses. Oh, hang on. Keen senses of mine. That is a 15.
Yeah, I would say that it's a little muffled, but you hear Bartimus get out of there at the very least.
Oh, all right. If everything's fine. Is that you, Rius? Do I hear people singing? All right. I begin. Philip, we're turning this train around. I start ever so slowly.
Just
Oh, God, hurry up!
Oh, man. Bartimus, once again, the star of the show. The most effective combatant there is, Trevor Stone Rage. There are rats, like, all around Rius now. What do you do?
If I try to stab the rats, would I end up, like, if I fail bad enough, would I stab Rius?
Well, Rius is currently in the same space as the swarm, so yes, it would be bad to roll a natural one, which I'm sure won't happen.
Well, I'm gonna stab at these rats then.
Here comes the stabbing.
I'm gonna move a little bit back so I have some range with my 9-foot long great sword, and then try to stab at these rats.
All right.
Oh my God. What'd you get?
Oh, he did it.
Close your mouth.
He did it.
I'm so sorry.
Did you really roll a 1?
Yes.
Sorry.
We'll roll damage.
I'm so sorry.
Rius, you see something that just shocks you. It flabbergasts you as Trevor Stone Rage, on his first day at work, grabs a 9-foot sword, looks at the rat on your shoulder and says, "Hold still," and swings the 9-foot sword at you.
Well, I guess I'll just climb down this shaft here. I'm sure they've got everything figured out.
Oh my God.
No guy.
That's 11 damage.
11 points of damage. Rius, you can make a basic reflex save as you try to frantically get out of the way of this sword.
That's a 19 on the die plus 5, so 24.
24. And what did you say? What was your? No, never mind. That's a success. You only take half of that damage. So you take 6 points of damage as you barely back away from getting your head lopped off by Trevor.
Are you adding my +1? Because I'm singing.
I would say that the inspired damage would not count
Okay, good.
against
Thank you,
him in
Jen.
this particular
Thank you,
instance.
Jen. I'm just singing, going.
You know what they say about those goblins? When they taste blood, they won't stop.
Oh my God. Reese, I'm so sorry. Here, let me try to get him off you again.
You do have 2 more actions.
And I'm going to try to get the rat.
Roll away.
Oh, that's a natural 20!
Hey! The exact opposite. You skewer the rats.
Nice.
Oh, man. Good job.
Okay.
So that's a 26 in total.
That is a critical hit.
That is 10 on the die for 23 damage.
And you just neatly slash all of the rats that are on Rius in twain. And you have eliminated the danger. There's like 1 or 2 rats left that just like squeak and run away, scattering into the nothing. I don't know, they leave.
So Jim, what you're
done it.
saying is that it's safe where we're at now, right?
I'm saying that it's safe where we're at, and I'm
shutting
also
the door.
saying
My God.
I'm also saying that it's time to have our mid-show break.
Oh,
We'll be back in just a few minutes, everybody. Oh man, that was a good one.
Thanks for the donation, Crossbones.
Adam, I'm
$10
so
donation,
sorry.
mercy for Jared.
I'm still up. I'm still up for now.
Hey, DaT fam. Here I am, in my kitchen, on my cell phone. Why, you might ask? Well, because my computer is broken. So, no fancy edits, no fancy cameras, nothing like that. But as I sit here in my kitchen, talking on my cell phone, I've been thinking. Well, the truth is I was thinking before I bothered to make this video, but that's not relevant. What is relevant is that this is a terrible way for us to communicate. Not just the cell phone, not just the kitchen. What's terrible is that we're not talking, you and I. All right? This is me pre-recording something, and then I'm putting it in a mid-show, and that's not what the DaT family was built upon, was it? No, it wasn't. The point is, what it was built on was communication and engagement and interaction and talking and spending quality family time together, playing games, hanging out, just being ourselves. So let's do that again. On Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, July, whatever it is, we're going to do a different broadcast. We're going to call it DaT Family Time because I believe that it is important for families to reconnect at least once a week. You know, you sit down, you have dinner together, you hang out, you watch a movie, something, you play a game. And so that's what we're going to do. Each week, we're going to get together and we're going to spend some quality family time together. We need it. I miss my cast members. I miss my friends. I miss all of you. I miss just hanging out. And I think that we're all feeling that a little bit. So won't you join us this Tuesday at the time I'm going to put on the screen, and we'll go live around then. There won't be much fanfare about it, but we'll just hang out. It'll be DaT family time. Hanging out, maybe playing some games, chatting. Maybe one day we'll cook some dinner. You know, just there could be all sorts of things that we do on different family times each week. That's all I got. This Tuesday, DaT family time. Join me. Hopefully my computer will be working, and we can invite everybody else to come join us. Also, this is Lucky, and Lucky... All right, well, if I can get her to stay around, Lucky will be a part of family time as well, but I don't think she's gonna.
This is Overwatch. Your verification is required.
Salutations. I am Mog. There is a blinking red light calling for me to push it.
Is this the Scourge again?
This is Mog of the Scourge, yes.
You all need to stop calling me. I'm losing my mind.
I have to leave you now. A hand is reaching through the system to try and kill me.
What in the packed world is happening over there?
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open.
Every story is unique.
And the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Syrinscape can help make yours epic.
Syrinscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier. Inappropriate sound is inappropriate. Don't let the action suffer from a lack of atmosphere. Let Syrinscape set the tone and bring your game to life. See? That's better. Journey to Sirenscape.com to download the app and make it the year of atmosphere at your table. And be sure to watch Dragons and Things every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific on Twitch.
Everybody, we are back, and it has been a wild first half, so I am eager to jump into the second half. The only thing that I'll really spend some time on is just note that you got to see those Q Workshop Kickstarter dice in our mid-show break. They do look spooky and evil and awesome. You should really think about supporting that Kickstarter if you want some spooky, evil, awesome dice for yourself. And of course, don't forget that if you want to get some awesome gaming goodies, go to dungeoncrate.com because we have a cool code that you can use. I'm putting it in the chat, DaT DC 2020. You can sign up for a subscription to a RPG-themed subscription service, and they will send you awesome, neat stuff every single month, starting in July with a Dragons and Things themed crate. So that is dungeoncrate.com. Check it out. It's awesome. I wrote the adventure for it that is coming out for this month. So if you like the adventures that I run, you're going to like the adventure that's in the box.
I mean, that's worth the price alone, Jim Jam.
Isn't it? Isn't it just? I've actually written quite a few adventures from them. So if you go through, they have an online store where you can actually go back and get some of their past products, and you should find some adventures written by old Jim Jam in there if you're interested. But yeah, those are the only announcements that I will take our time making because it is time to figure out how these goons are just going to kill each other and themselves in the second half of our episode.
Well,
Welcome back,
pickles.
everybody.
We're good. Thanks,
Pickle.
Jared.
Oh, you guys got your pickles now.
Thank you, Oopsie.
Yeah, pickles.
I'm healed up.
Pickles up.
Fully healed, Jim.
Pickle?
Is that how it works?
Jim, I'm going to utilize the mercy that Crossbones gave me to get rid of that persistent bleed.
Sure, that'll work just fine. You are no longer bleeding out from the glass that Rias dragged you across.
I would actually yell back up the hole too, be like, Bartimus, never mind, it's totally fine. Continue your journey upwards.
I pressed the button for the comment break, but we didn't do a comment break, so I don't know what to do.
We'll do comments.
We'll do comments.
I wanted to give Crossbones the attention he deserved. He gave $10, a mercy for Jared, which Jared just used.
Yeah.
So I guess he already got his attention, but whatever.
Sarah BC1 is heading to bed, you guys. So everyone say good night.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night, Sarah. Who also gifted to Batman Sarah earlier. Hooray!
Nice.
Lucas Martinez says now he knows where all the Patreon money's going to keep Rady in bread and toast accessories.
Well, I think that people took the wrong message from that video, which of course is that I don't own any of those toast accessories. There's someone else in my home that owns all that stuff, so you can blame somebody else for all that. But the right message to take away is that. And then the secondary message is, of course, join us on Tuesday because we're going to do some DaT family time.
Nice.
Woo.
I still feel really bad.
It's all right.
What I did.
You know what? Delirious was just saying if Trevor kills Rias, he gets Rias's levels. So, bam! You'd be up to level 3 at the end of the show. Good job.
Interesting.
But then would your new character have to be level 1? Does he is it like Highlander rules where he steals your power?
Hey, Jim Jam, I still had one action. I didn't use it to...
Jared, can I have another pickle?
Sure. Here you go.
Cool. Thank you. Yummy.
Doggy.
Tesla approves of pickle shares.
Pickle shares.
Get it.
Pickles are great.
Well, I guess I start climbing back up. He said I should go back up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oopsie would go back up as well.
Slowly making your way back up. I'll say that dragging Oopsie across all of the broken glass did serve one good purpose of actually shattering all of the glass that was glued to the floor. So if you want to go back up into the attic, you can pull yourself up without any additional trouble.
Would either of the three of you like a boost?
Hold on. Can I look at everyone and see if anyone needs healing?
Oh, yeah.
Your friends look like they have suffered numerous bites. And Oopsie is picking glass out of his skin. So, yeah, he doesn't look so good either.
Hold on. Oopsie sat on me. I should get the first healing, please. I've taken the most damage from Oopsie falling on me.
Oopsie's like guts are spilling out of the side of these rat bites.
Okay. Do you think you need like double healing? Because I can do that, or just like one soothe healing?
Just remember, you can use the medicine skill. Anybody who has that trained can, if you don't want to use magical healing, you can also treat wounds.
I am down 8 hit points.
I'm down 16.
Okay. I'm
Jim's
gonna
like us talking about numbers.
I'm going to cast Soothe on Oopsie.
Yeah, Jim, why would we use the skill when we can just say how much we're down by? What's the? I don't understand.
It's my first day here, guys. I'm sorry.
Also, Peepa, just at a glance, you note that while Trevor seems to be complaining the most, there is just a massive cut across Rias's chest that Trevor put there, in addition to the many bites and scratches from the rats. You realize that Trevor has a lot of learning to do about adventuring.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me. So I can do 2.
Yeah, because it's at a soothing's at a heightened spell.
It's not that great of a roll. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points.
Ooh.
And then Rias.
Yes. Jim, while all this is going along, have I made it about halfway yet?
Yes, you made it about halfway because you were getting down towards the bottom, and then you start scooting your way back up. And Philip, man, he just shakes his head and starts pushing now, trying to get you up this shaft.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. And then I only have 1 soothe left, so I can spend 10 minutes to try and fix you all up. So
I'm totally fine.
You can spend 10 minutes fixing one person up.
Who looks the worst? Still Oopsie or Trevor?
I'm Oopsie okay. In fact, Oopsie walks over and gives people just reaches out, gives them a big hug. You fix Oopsie.
Okay, then I'll spend 10 minutes and fix Trevor and just kind of like scold him on being an adventurer and like telling him, you need to take. Sorry. Nope. What am I doing? Sorry. Do I just take 10 minutes or do I need to roll for that?
You need to roll a medicine check.
Oh, okay. 18.
Okay, that's a success. You're going to restore 2d8 hit points as you are stitching his wounds up and putting salve on his bruises. At the end of that 10 minutes, is there anything else that anybody else wants to be doing during that 10 minutes? Obviously, you'll actually make it finally to your destination. But Rias and Oopsie, is there anything you want to be doing during that time?
After I'm good, I just want to go back up.
Okay, you'll climb back up, and then Rias.
I would help him, and then I'd because I know we didn't get a real chance to check out the room earlier.
Yeah,
because Barnabas ran in and there was blood. I wanted to go just take a quick look in there.
Okay, so Oopsie and Barnabas, you finally pull yourself up into the attic, and it smells in here. It's like a musty smell. And then Oopsie, you see him also pulling himself up. There's a trapdoor the whole time, and it's just a real shame that you had to take all that time going up the dumbwaiter.
Oh, good. You found another entrance. How fantastic. Great. You're so resourceful. Did you save one of those rats for me?
Lots of rats down there.
Oh, good. All right. I'm going to take 20, Jim, to search the room.
You're going to be taking 20 to search the room and looking around and finding what you can find. Oopsie, is there anything that you want to be doing in particular up there?
I'd be helping to search the room, but it's mostly so that someone's not up here alone.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're mostly just keeping watch, but also helping search. And then Mr. Khan, you said that you wanted to go in the room. There are 3 bedrooms, one of which is the bedroom that you've already been in with the balcony. Then there's the study where all the blood and the trap is. Which room were you going into?
I was going to go into the study.
Study, okay. It indeed, I mean, just at first glance, I mean, you can see this rigged booby trap and blood everywhere. But you can make, I don't know, what do you want to do in there? Are you examining anything in particular, or?
Yeah, I wanted to see first if there were like any other prints going through the blood, like footprints going through the blood.
Sure, make a survival check.
Oh, cool! I got mad survival. I'm gonna use my BBBB on that.
Uh-oh.
That's better. 16.
16. It's a little difficult, but because you do note that there are a whole bunch of Bartimus footprints everywhere, which are obscuring perhaps some of the actual evidence in the room. However, you do note a couple of things about the blood spatter. Mr. Brandywell absolutely died in this room, but not right away. There is blood on the nails of the booby trap, so he definitely got hit by that. That definitely accounts for what struck him in the face. But a majority of the blood is actually pooled further into the room. He was not killed by the impact of the trap. You can tell that much. You also note that in a couple of places, there's only 1 or 2, but there are a couple of weird gouges in the floor, almost like if somebody has a hardwood floor and a big dog, and sometimes there's like some scratches in the wood, but there's not very many, and they're really deep gouges in the wood. It strikes you can't tell much about it beyond that, but they catch your notice, and you don't see any other signs that there was like the family kept a pet or anything.
Do they look like the gouges that were caused by Trevor's sword as Peepo was pulling it up the stairs?
Nope. No, these they don't have, they're not clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would take that information back out to everybody else wherever everybody's
Sure.
at.
Sure.
In the hallway.
At about that time, Bartimus is completing his investigation of the attic.
I have done a number of gravity tests, as well as wind tests, smell tests, and taste tests.
You note that in this sort of nest of shredded mattress where the bed is, there are a couple of strands of very, very long black hair. Much, much too long to be the rat's. And in fact, obviously not too long to be human hair, but like they're just exceptionally long, like really long strands of jet black hair. You also note that there are a whole bunch of odds and ends here. A couple of silver spoons. There's a broken clock, wind-up clock. There's a fancy gold pen. And then some like other just junk. Those are the things that sort of stand out to you. But there's a whole bunch of just like junk up here in this nest area.
Well, I'm gonna take a number of samples of that hair.
Sure. Yeah, the samples of the hair.
And for kicks and giggles, I'll try a field test on them. I want to take those hairs to my alchemist friend Ted. But in the meantime, I'd like to just try a field test and see if I could figure out what it is. Is that craft or what is that?
That's a great question. What is a field test of samples of hair? I don't even know what it is that you would want to do to them.
I want to know what they're from, James.
I know. I don't know. It's a strand of hair. It's hair. Make a nature check.
Well, all right then. See, now you've told me. All right. Are you the GM or not? That's an 18 total.
18 total. You are examining the hairs. You actually don't think they're human hairs. The more you look at them, you can't really tell what they are, but you know they're not human hairs. They definitely didn't come off those rats because they're very, very long. They haven't. There's an oily feel to them. Like this is not like clean washed hair either. There's like a whatever that musty odor that's in this room. It probably wasn't the rats either. There might have been something living up here.
As I've searched the room, one last question. As I searched the room, I've clearly seen the glass, I'm sure, up there.
Mm-hmm.
The scratches that were on the arm of the victim. Would those line up to the glass, maybe?
You know, thinking about that, you don't think so, because if somebody needed to like grab onto the edges and haul themselves up, they'd have some pretty deep gashes on their hands. And that did not appear to be the case.
Did the scratches resemble rat scratch, like claw marks?
Not really. You could make a medicine check on somebody who's been like on Oopsie, who's been recently patched up from a number of bites.
Yeah, no, I'll do that. I'll go study him. I say, don't worry, I'm not taking any samples right now. Don't worry. Don't get all up with me. 21.
21. It's a little tough to tell because the wounds have been magically healed now. However, there are still faint pink lines, and it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You don't think that the rats attacked that guy. It doesn't make any sense to you.
Trevor would like to walk to the door that is still closed.
Sure. There are basically 2 bedroom doors that are closed currently.
Probably the closest to him. He's gonna chuckle at himself and go, "Ha! Looks like things are gonna get unhinged," and he's gonna punch that door.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Oh, that's a 16 plus a 6. That's a 22.
Sure. So you guys are all, examining the crime scene, looking around. Bartimus is doing field tests on hair. And then all of you hear this crack of splintering wood. Trevor, you slam your fist into the door right at the perfect spot, and it goes flying open. You also hear the jingle of bells. There are several bells actually attached to the door. Like the door itself, it's like little, almost like they're silver, almost like jingle bells you would like put out at Christmas, and they're just like hanging on the door handle.
Looking in the room, do you want me to give you a perception check?
Sure, you can make a perception check. I'll tell you just what you see. At first glance, this looks like hold on, I gotta pull it up.
It's a 21.
Yes.
You got an edge from Delirious 2019. Ooh. $5 donation. Thank you, Delirious 2019.
Bringing out the edges.
You got
so at first glance, you notice that this room, it looks like the sense you get from it is someone's childhood room that they have come back to visit temporarily. Like you see luggage and clothes strewn about, but then there's like a lot of like the clothes, though they're small, they're clearly like adult clothing. The luggage and like the objects that are sort of strewn about, they look like they belong to an adult, but this is a child's room. So the feeling you get is again like somebody came back home and has been staying in this room, in their old room for a while.
Interesting. Is Peepa still on the floor?
Peepa is just finishing up patching you, or she had patched you up, and no, she's around. I don't know.
Yeah,
she's
I'd
there.
be in the hallway watching.
Yeah.
Hey, Peepa, quick question. When we got briefed, they didn't say anyone else was in the house, correct?
No, just the guy.
Okay.
Why? What's up? And then I would scoot up and peek in the doorway and see what he's looking at.
Sure. Yeah, you see all of that.
Someone else
look
was
through the luggage?
here.
Yeah, sure. It looks like even though the clothing size would fit you, Peepa, these are clearly adults' clothing. Looks like probably a woman, probably a halfling woman.
Is there like a purse or?
No personal items like that. Really, just some luggage and clothing. You do note, as you're looking around, there's a distinct lack of like those personal items that someone would need on a day-to-day basis, like a purse or a pouch or money or anything like that.
Would the luggage have a name on it? Because sometimes luggages have names.
Yeah, sure. You take a look at the luggage, examine it, and you find that this belongs to one Patricia Brandywool.
Patricia, I point. Patricia Brandywool. I wonder who that is to him. Write that down.
People, who's the one that they have in custody right now?
I don't remember who was. Brandy. Brandy. Is she related to them?
The woman who has been accused of the murder is Patricia Brandywool. This investigation is going swimmingly.
We gotta find Patricia. She's already captured. Oh.
Okay.
Patricia is actually the person who's hired you to investigate, hoping that what you'll find will clear her name.
Should we try the other room?
Yeah, and we still have a basement to check, as well as interrogating Patricia.
Oh, yes, that door.
Well, now that I know what to expect with all that blood, I think I'd like to take another look-see, but I'll be very careful to avoid all the unpleasantness. I want to go check the study again, Jim.
Yes, go ahead. And is there anything in particular you want to be looking at? Or
well, it's a study, yes?
Yeah.
So I want to go to where he would be studying, probably at his desk.
Yeah, there's a desk.
Yeah, I want to go search the desk.
Sure. You go through, do you have any kind of like business lore or anything related to like anything that I could justify a check?
Well,
an expertise
it just so
in?
happens that I have mercantile lore.
Hey,
being of the merchant class, I am very well suited to be checking out this.
Absolutely. Make a mercantile lore check.
Here we go. Don't fail me now. You did. No, I'm kidding. That's a Lena. That rolled up on my keyboard. Hang on a moment here. That is an 18 on the die, bringing it to a 26 for mercantile lore.
He's definitely got Katie's dice.
You find a lot of documents related to the running of a business. Obviously, the Brandywools, they own a business that makes and sells very fine quality puzzle boxes. It's a little bit of it was something that originally it started in Stay Hill Village, and the business grew and people liked the craftsmanship, and they became sort of a novelty commodity. And eventually Mr. Brandywool actually moved into Cavalosha as his business expanded and as he grew in wealth. You see that business was going pretty well, and it does look to you like there is some correspondence with another company. And the name of that company is... Sorry, you guys are doing all of this way out of order, so I'm all jumbled up. It looks like there's some correspondence between Mr. Brandywool and the Warner Toy Company. It looks like maybe perhaps there was some talk of a deal between the two companies. Perhaps even Mr. Brandywell himself looking to sell his company and retire.
Well, isn't that interesting? And everything seems to be in order. Page 1 goes to page 2, 3, 4. There's nothing missing or out of.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing that immediately strikes you as tampered with.
Well, I'm going to search this desk, and I'll take 20 because we have 2 weeks to finish this investigation. You told me that. So I'll take 20 on this desk.
Okay. What else is everybody else doing?
I want to try to go for it. Oops.
Up in the attic. Hold on. We just had anonymous gift went off.
Jeez, that's amazing.
10 gift subs. That's awesome.
That is incredible.
Fantastic.
So much.
Wow.
Thank you.
An anonymous cheer. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
In the
it's
the attic. There were no clothes or any kind of sign of who or what was up here.
No, you actually, I forgot to mention, you would have found some scraps of food, but no clothes. Yeah, no clothes.
Okay. And then downstairs, there's the kitchen and the common area with the big people stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where Oopsie's going to go look at.
Okay.
Around in there.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I want to try to get Peepa and Reese to go with me to the basement.
Wait, the second room.
No basement.
There's a second room that's closed, correct?
I totally forgot about the second room.
Yeah, I would point to the second door and be like, first this door.
Okay.
But instead of punching it or kicking it, we can just open it.
But
okay, punch it.
Oh yeah.
Punch it, Chewy.
That is a 21.
Yeah, you successfully punch open yet another. Bam. And I will tell you flat out, unlocked and unobstructed door.
I wish
you
my boy could
the frame
see me now.
And smash the door in. And when it swings open, it looks like this is a smaller bedroom. And a lot of what you see is in very neat order. It's very simple in here. It doesn't have any of the signs of wealth and opulence that you've seen in the rest of the house. You would guess perhaps a servant's quarters.
Can we search everywhere?
You can.
The butler did it.
Told you. Oh, 19 on die plus 8.
I got a 19 as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that.
25.
You open the door. Thank you.
You would guess that there was somebody. I mean, this is a habited. They had a butler. Yes, looks like a human probably worked for them, or maybe an elf or a half elf, but definitely a medium-sized person was working for them. Everything looks very tidy and in order. You don't find much in terms of once again, no money. No,
is there
a driver's license?
Is there a hairbrush somewhere, or on his pillow is there hair?
It actually looks like a lot of the toiletries have been taken. Because you can find the room was clearly inhabited, but there's a lot of the clothes are missing. Not all of them, but a lot of the clothes are missing. A lot of the day-to-day toiletries are missing.
Okay.
Then again, a little bit of it makes sense, just because if somebody was living here at the scene of a crime, they would have moved him out of here during the investigation. So he's probably not here, so he would have had to take some of that stuff with him.
Okay.
However, you don't on the pillow. There's no long black hair or anything you don't find anything like that anywhere.
No, there's nothing. Can I look under the mattress? Is there anything hiding down there, maybe?
Nothing that you find. Yeah. Okay. Rolling that 27 perception check over in this room. You don't find anything else out of the ordinary.
All right. Well, I think it's time to go into the basement.
Bartimus and Oopsie, are you two done?
I'm just finishing up the gravity test, and then I will move on to the time test. That should prove very fruitful.
Okay, so Bartimus is going to need some time.
It's really just as long as the GM says. The GM is sort of the god master I have in my head.
He's very strange. And I whisper that to Trevor.
Yeah, I know I stabbed someone on my first day, but that still worries me.
Yes, it worries me as well.
And you're the one who I stabbed, so that worries me even more.
We'll wait.
Yeah, I want to start working my way down. Ask Oopsie if he wants to join us in the basement.
Is there anything in this big people room?
No, you've been checking around downstairs. You don't find anything out of the ordinary in the big people room or in the kitchen.
Yeah, then Oopsie will say, no, basement? Bad. Gonna be a hag. Gonna be
a hag.
Gonna be skeleton hag. Telling you.
You can ride my sword.
I do what I want. Let's go. I mean, we get everybody.
Bartimus, at about that time, you're finishing up your investigation of the desk itself. You don't see anything else out of the ordinary shuffling through the papers. I mean, again, you can tell there's no secret compartments. There's no, you don't get the sense that this guy was really doing anything except running his business. Like, he was just a regular dude. You don't find any secrets, any shocking notes or cooked books, or it's just a guy doing his thing and he got killed.
All right, here I go. Oh, I slipped on a little bit of blood there. Hold on. Just let me. All right, I'm coming. I'll make my way to go downstairs.
Y'all make your way while we are continuing to get anonymously gifted subs. Wow.
That is
happening.
That finally just brought us back to 200 subs.
Yeah.
Halfway to our
so
goal.
much.
Thank you so much.
It also looks like Delirious 2019 has given me a hero point. That I am the true hero of this adventure.
I was hoping you didn't see that.
It's true.
Jim, am I still the GM now?
No, you are no longer the GM.
Oh, all right.
It is only me.
Is the door locked?
No, actually, Peepa had opened it earlier.
Oh. Okay.
She had closed it, so you guys open it again, and there's a basement down there.
Oopsie draws his shield and short sword.
Okay.
I'm telling you, gonna be down here. It's happened. And Oopsie will go down into the basement.
Okay. Go down into the basement. In the basement. And when you get down there, you see that it is choked with boxes, bags, and other stored materials. You hear nothing. You see no creatures. It's a basement.
I approach one stack of boxes.
Okay.
And I say, get out! And I push the boxes over.
Okay. There's a loud clatter and cracking of wood, but no hags jump out.
No skeleton hags. Okay.
I would have followed Oopsie down too, and just maybe go over to at least one box and just is there a way to easily able to open it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You open up the box. It looks like some stored linens.
Okay.
Thing looks in order.
Fanray basement had other exit. Is other exit down here maybe?
Oh my, you've been to Fanray's house. How wonderful.
Yeah, was with you, yeah?
No, I don't believe well, perhaps I was there. I don't know. What was I doing last
Lord Pickles.
I don't think Bartimus was at Fanray's house.
I begin to try and move the boxes just in case there's anything hiding underneath.
Sure.
Any more trap doors or anything?
Sure. You guys, does anybody want to make a perception check? Since you are all searching around, but somehow avoiding that. So go ahead and make some perception checks as you search around in the basement.
I still just see linens.
I don't see anything. I'm staring at the steps.
Oops, you have 17.
Okay.
I am staring at this cardboard box. Well, it's not cardboard, it's wooden. I don't know. It's fine.
You were staring so hard you went blurry.
Yeah, you
went blurry. Your perception was so bad that we could no longer see you. Trevor?
19.
19, okay. So Trevor and Oopsie, you actually, as Oopsie is just running around poking random things saying, skeleton hag, get out. You don't find a skeleton hag. However, as you shift aside, like there's some old lumber, like almost like a big panel of like plywood that has been propped up against one of the walls. As you guys are sliding it aside to check to see if there's any skeleton hags back there, you do note that the wall here, low to the ground, it almost reminds you, Oopsie, of an old goblin tunnel, because the mortar in the wall has been broken out or broken inward, and there is a tunnel that like leads, I don't know.
Oh.
Oopsie, find.
Find what?
We found a hole. It looks about our size.
Well, that's because obviously this was his means to get in and out to his former lifestyle.
Who wants to crawl through it?
Can I, mostly because I really just want to use this skill, can I roll a goblin lore to know if it'd be booby trapped in any way?
I will allow you to roll a goblin lore.
Goblin lore, paying off. Oh, I know a lot about goblins. 24.
24. You know that goblins sometimes will booby trap their homes, but if this goblin was not at home, it probably did not lay a trap there. A goblin wouldn't do that, because if a goblin was using this to get in and out of a space, it would want to be able to get in and out quick without anything in the way. So it wouldn't put a trap there.
Okay. Goblin hole. Oopsie drive. Oh. He holds the shield up in front of him and he goes in.
Okay. You guys begin making your way in through the goblin hole. The tunnel is long and winding and roughly dug. Clearly not done like you would. Oopsie, you're beginning to think that not even done with tools at all. And it goes on and it winds and it meanders and it's rough. And Bartimus especially and Rias are like crawling along and it's incredibly uncomfortable. You get rocks in your shins and in your elbows. And then finally you begin to smell sewage. And sure enough, before too long, you realize that there's a break up ahead. Oopsie, you can actually see another break. And you get up to a space where you are now, like, your head pokes out into like a sewer tunnel.
Oopsie, find wonderful smell. Is it wide enough? Like,
yeah, you don't have too much trouble. It's really Rias and Bartimus that are having a lot of trouble in here.
I'll step out of the way. And it's dark in here?
Yeah, it's dark. You don't have a trouble with it, but
yeah. Is there like
I can cast light.
I don't know that Oopsie would know to like check for a draft or anything. I'll just wait for everyone else to get out here.
Sure. You all climb out of this weird tunnel into the city sewers.
Oh, dear me. I want to look at the entrance of this just come into. Are there any Are there any markings that would indicate what was coming in and out of here? I mean, obviously we assume a goblin, but are there maybe hairs or anything else?
Make a survival check.
Oh, I will. It'll be a flat die roll, as always. Here we go. I do a lot of those, but just for checking. Yep, that is an 18 total.
18. You noted as you were making your way along and scooting, obviously all of your friends are wearing shoes and boots or crawling along, but you did notice some like clawed footprints maybe in the dirt as you were making your way through the tunnel. You don't find any hairs here, but you realize that there was maybe some kind of animal dug its way in, although... Good.
Are you all seeing all these marks here? This almost looks like claws, as if some sort of animal was down here.
Yeah.
I point that out to the others so they can
He leans down, looks at him. No, not see.
I roll a nature check.
Yes.
Nope. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. 10. Nope. Oh.
Do you have a reroll, perhaps?
I don't think I have a reroll.
Well, that's unfortunate. Why doesn't she have a reroll?
Because Jim's got a reroll.
Yeah, Jim. Jim, you want to give me your reroll?
Nah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Well, you said there were footmarks. I actually don't wear shoes. I'm a lizard man, so I got big lizard feet.
Okay. Well, it's not your footprints that I'm putting so much emphasis on.
Yeah.
So,
have you been here before, Reese?
But
it was Reese the whole time. Kill him.
Well, all right. I would look to see if I can see any of these markings go in one direction or the other from this.
Sure. Yeah. Make another survival check.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a flat die roll. Should anybody like to search for tracks like this, please do so.
Yeah. Survival.
For my eyes are strained in the darkness.
I don't see anything.
I also have discovered that there is a here.
I got a 17.
Can we see anything? Does anyone have a torch or a light?
I have dark vision, so I can see fine. Oh my God!
So then I can't see anything then.
I can cast light.
Okay. If you don't mind, would you just cast it on Philip's little tummy and he can just shine it like a Care Bear.
And I cast my light purple glowing light on his tummy.
Oh, Philip, how wonderful! Your tummy is growing. I do care about you, little bear.
9.
Hey! Look at all this poop.
Is there poop?
There is a significant amount of foul-smelling sludge.
Maybe the poop did it.
The poop could have killed him. Yes.
Do I see the direction the footprints lead to?
What were the totals on the survival checks?
Oh, not me.
9, 17.
I had a 16.
You think that maybe if you were to follow the tunnels east, you'd be heading in the same direction as recent movement through here.
Okay, guys. The footprints head east. Do you guys feel like following them? Or?
Well, then we go west.
No. And I take my light off. Philip. No, we go east.
No, we're in the darkness.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my little leshy friend. I was simply making a joke. I was just having some fun. Ribbon joshing, as it were. Let's go east.
And I'll cast light back on his teddy bear.
Okay.
Oh, Philip likes that. Thank you.
You make your way to the east, and following Trevor Stone Rage as he tracks whatever it was that had been moving through the sewers. And after about 10 minutes of some twists and some turns, never really losing sight of signs of recent passage, you finally come to you can see, Trevor, up ahead, that there is a tunnel. There's an offshot on the right hand side of the tunnel that you're going down that has like a dirty rotting curtain drawn over it.
You guys see that in front of you? It's something was moved in front of that, and I'm going to everyone draw your weapons real fast, and I'm going to move that to the side.
Weapons? No. Oh, all right.
No.
Can I detect magic in this area?
Yeah, you don't detect any magic.
Okay.
Can I search for traps?
I mean, Trevor's already up there doing stuff. So everybody's like, can I do all these things after Trevor's already whipping curtains aside? So
all right.
I don't know what to tell y'all.
Bartimus is just of patting himself down, looking at a weapon. I don't know about what. Okay.
Oh, no.
Trevor walks up to this curtain, whips it aside, and you see a short, maybe 15-foot tunnel that opens up into a wider circular room. And that's it.
No guy move. I push him aside.
Should we stealth forward? Should one of us?
Yeah, I want to stealth and search for traps. Moving forward.
That'll need a stealth check and a perception check.
I'm going to cast message on Oopsie.
Ooh, stealth check is a 28.
Dang.
Oh.
Wow.
Critical success. You disappear again.
Perception check or thievery check?
Perception.
Perception, that's only a 16.
16. You do note that just about 5 feet into this tunnel, there is a tripwire. You spot it before you step on it. You're lucky that Trevor didn't go charging down this tunnel.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Oopsie. I would have died.
Oopsie find and maybe turn off.
You could just step over it if you wanted to, but you could also you could make a thievery check to try to disable it.
Yeah, might as well. Well, he reaches in his bag and pulls out this little set of snips, wire snips essentially. Goes in. Oopsie, try fix. Watch out. Maybe oopsie.
All right, I'll step back. Caution is always something to take into consideration.
22, Sir Jim. 22.
22. You are successful. You managed to snip the wire without setting off whatever. Maybe it was just a tripwire, or maybe it was connected to some other device. You don't know, but either way, you can move through here safely. You're pretty confident.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
In the meantime, Peepa, you now do have a reroll. Crossbones heard your plea.
Thank you, Crossbones. Awesome,
right.
Thank you.
Now, Bartimus will begin discussing. Okay, now everyone, keep in mind. This is him stealthing. He says, keep in mind that goblins, they can be an ornery bunch, but they are very frightened of some groups of people. So be careful as we go to. And Bartimus just kind of is just going on and not really getting the idea of stealth.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
He's Bartimus-splaining.
He's Bart-splaining. So who's in the front here?
Oops.
And then I'm behind Oopsie.
Okay. You could walk two abreast if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah. I'm side by side with Oopsie.
Side by side with Oopsie. Okay. Followed by Rias and...
I'll go in the middle of the pack.
Okay.
I'll go towards the end. I'm searching all around with my keen perception.
Okay, and I'll go with Rias.
Sure. It is Oopsie and Trevor who get up into the room. And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh. No.
Oopsie's still stealthed.
No, that's a good initiative.
Can I roll stealth initiative, Jim?
Yes, you can.
That's not good.
I mean, never mind. It's fine. Okay.
That's a 6 for Trevor, a natural 1.
Uh-oh.
Should I use my stealth skill? I said that's what I was doing, even though I'm poor at it. Or should I use my perception?
You can, but I mean, you also mentioned specifically that you were talking a lot as you were moving, so I don't know how you could be stealthy. Okay. I don't understand how it could work for you. But...
Well, then it's a 12.
Okay.
26.
Oh,
Oopsie stealth is good.
Trevor, what did you say yours was?
Oh, 6.
6. Pipa?
27.
Ooh, nice.
Pipa always with just like 1,000. My initiative is 100 million.
Well, to be fair, I rolled a
Rias.
19.
Oh yeah, well mine's a 24.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know. I am going last.
Okay. It is actually Pipa and Oopsie.
Okay.
And Rias, you all like hear this mumbled chanting as Oopsie, you are stepping into the room, and you look around and you don't see anybody, but you know that like something's in here and it's saying something, and it sounds arcane in nature. You can take actions, but Pipa is technically first.
Yeah. Since you just said I don't have Arcana. Can I do any type of knowledge on that, or just Arcana?
These are... Yeah, it would be arcane.
Okay.
Nope, no, sorry. These are primal, so you could make a nature check.
Okay. And then I'm also... My count... Just remember that I have counter performance in case something triggers auditory. Okay. Just in case. So, I'm sorry, you said survival?
Nature.
Nature. Okay. 14 plus 6.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You recognize this as a primal spell chant. Designed to coat the area in a layer of slick grease.
I would say, everyone hold your ground. There's about to be grease. And then I start singing inspiring courage.
You begin to sing to inspire courage. So you recalled knowledge, you sing, you do have one action left if you'd like to take it.
No, it's okay. I'll just stay right where I'm at and start singing.
Staying right where you are and singing. Oopsie, what do you do?
How big is this room? Like how?
It's not. I mean, big. I mean, 30 feet across,
20 feet to a wall. Like
yeah.
Okay. First action, I'd like to get my bag of sand out of my pack.
Okay.
Second action, I'd like to open the sand and just kind of spin in an arc in front of me, throwing my hands out, trying to essentially do like a glitter dust.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Cool. You spray sand everywhere. A lot of it gets on Trevor and Pipa and Rias who are near you, but none of the other spaces like it doesn't settle on a creature or anything.
Okay. And then third action, I will raise shield.
Raise your shield. Rias, you take a face full of sand.
Everybody's so mad at Rias.
Pipa warns you that a greasy spell is coming.
Okay. Jeez. I'll walk up to where'd he go? Not Pipa. Oopsie. Guidance on Oopsie.
Okay.
Jeez. And can I? Oh yeah. And then Riz just tilts his head back, and he opens his mouth, and then when he opens his eyes are emanating that really icy blue color. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cast Bane.
Oh,
Bane. Okay. There's currently no enemies in the radius of that spell. However, keep in mind for as long as you concentrate on it, if any enemies do come into range, we'll have that issue. It is now my turn, and that horrible chanting comes to a crescendo, and I believe that old Trevor, Oopsie, Pipa, and Rias all clumped up into a nice little patch for me to get them all. So I'm gonna need a reflex save from each of you.
Come on, DaT dice, don't fail me now. Dragon thing logo.
Okay.
29.
I'm going to use my edge and make it an 18.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my edge too. I'll make mine a 17.
17. Okay.
Hey, Jim, what's the exact opposite of a Dragon and Things logo?
Oh.
So we got
that would be Critical Role.
Got him.
Trevor, you braced yourself. You were ready for this. This grease like bubbles up underneath your feet, and you almost fall, but you keep yourself level. You barely make it.
Oh.
Oopsie, you easily just sort of like bend your knees a little, hunker down. You're fine, no problems.
Oopsie winks at Peepa.
Peepa then falls flat on her leafy butt.
Oh.
And Rias falls on top of her.
Oh no!
As they both slip horribly and fall down. At that moment, from above you guys, on the wall, almost walking along it, like it were just the floor, like this creature is like walking on the wall as though it were regular ground, and it scampers down and onto the ceiling of the tunnel back towards Bartimus. It gets to where it's now right over. It's standing on the ceiling just above Peepa and Rias at the end of its move. The spell was 2 actions. The move was 1 action. So Bartimus, you see this creature, and it is this horrible, 3-eyed, hunched figure covered in a cloak of black hair. And it is scampering along with its clawed little hands, and it's mumbling to itself as it moves, and it looks like it's just going to try to like get away. What do you do?
Oh, well, I don't want it to get away. Come back here, little critter. And I want to hit it. I say, oh, no, hold on now. Here, just a moment. And I'll throw a Tanglefoot bag at it.
All right. Tell me about the Tanglefoot bag.
The Tanglefoot bag splashes against this creature because I obviously hit it. There's no need to roll for it. And what will happen is it will become stuck in place on a critical. Otherwise, it will merely suffer a negative 10 to its movement speed.
Okay. We do have to roll, regardless.
No, I don't think that's correct. I think that I was correct with the first assumption.
Roll a 1.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Well, dear me, that is an 18 on the die. And then I believe I add something to it, but who knows? I'm not sure.
Ranged attack, so whatever.
I don't know what that is. Who knows what it could be? I don't hang on. We're all figuring it out together. We're all in this. We all play the game. This is something I've done for years. I'm clearly very gifted at it. I don't know how to use Hero Lab. You're probably a fine program, but I don't know. 24.
24. It's a success. The Tanglefoot bag splatters, gooing up this creature and reducing its speed by, you said, 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, for my next action.
Okay.
Which I have another. Do I not?
Yes. Yes, you do.
You said this is a smaller tunnel, yes?
This one is actually pretty big overall. It's not like the tiny tunnel that you were crawling through before.
Well, how unfortunate. How much higher is that thing than me?
I mean, I don't know. You could touch it if that's what you're asking.
Great, I'm going to grab it.
Okay. You're going to try to grapple it. You need to make an attack roll or an athletics check. However, because your first action was an attack action, this will take the -5 penalty.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just need a sample of it. That's all.
Okay.
Here we go. That's unfortunate. Maybe I could re-roll that if I had a re-roll, but I do not.
Maybe you can do a re-roll.
I think it's a 2. Probably.
You fail miserably. You go rushing up and trying to grab at it, and
it's a 4. It's a 4. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get excited about this.
You still fail horribly, and that's the important thing to remember.
Now, was that all of my actions?
Is it 2 actions to do the Tanglefoot thing? I don't know.
I don't know how to play this game. Sure it is.
That seems like it would be 3 actions then.
It was quick alchemy, so I don't know.
Okay.
Swiftly mix it up. You create a single alchemical lower. This item is infused.
I believe it's 1 action to mix, 1 action to throw.
Well, that sounds just stupid. But all right.
Mix, throw, grab. We go now to Trevor Stone Rage's turn.
How far is this creature away from me?
Not too far. With your 9-foot sword, you could make an attack. So the ground beneath your feet sure is slippery.
Oh, I'm gonna get so mad right now. So he's gonna go into a rage.
Okay.
And then he is going to swing down this 9-foot greatsword, hopefully splitting it in twain.
Please swing it up. Don't swing it down. He's
that
not
would kill
below you.
Pipa.
Henry is. Yeah, we're both underneath.
I'll stab at it then. Stab up.
Make an attack.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is a hit.
Sweet. Take my D12. That's an 8 on the die plus 9. That is 17 damage.
Nice.
Good lord. Okay.
And
he's level 1.
Yeah, barbarians hit hard.
I'm gonna hit it again.
Sure. -5 to the attack.
Okay. That is a 15 plus 6 minus 5. So 21
minus
16?
16 is a miss. This thing is wilier than that. You try to slash it again and it dodges aside.
I don't get any pluses for raging to hit, right?
No, just to your damage into your hit points.
Okay. I guess.
Keep swinging, Trevor. You're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, that's all Yep, thanks. That's 3 actions. That's my turn.
Okay. After Trevor, it is Peepa's turn. You are flat on your back with Rias on top of you. Ew.
Can I push Rias to get up?
Yeah, you can push him off of you. Make a athletics check.
Oh, I'm at a -1. We're gonna re-roll. Thank you, Crossbones. The same exact number. Great. So it's a 7.
So yeah, I mean, you just don't have you're trying to get it. Just too big.
Oh man.
You can keep using actions to try if you would like.
Let me try one more time then.
Sure.
That'll be my 3rd time. Or
be your 2nd time.
How is it possible to roll 8 3 times in a row?
Wow. All right, you got one more action.
Let's try it again, people. I believe in you. Philip, go help her.
I lost my die. There it is. Okay, here we go.
Philip's over there trying to pull on her sleeve.
No, that's even worse. That's a 5.
A 5. Yeah, you just struggling.
I'm just spitting out the grease. Get up, back, and
this big lizard is too heavy.
Get up,
ground is too slippery. The air is too stinky. It's not working.
Oh, I hope I'm not eating poop, like sludge.
Look at all this poop.
Uh-oh.
People poop in the face.
Not my poop. Okay. My turn is done. I can't sing, guys.
Your
Sorry.
turn is done. Oopsie. It's your turn.
Thanks, Cross.
This thing is still hanging it kind of in the hallway, right?
Yeah. It's basically right. It's adjacent to you, but up above you.
I want a first action. I want to just stare it in its weird eyes and just go, no! Intimidate it.
Okay. Make an intimidation attempt.
I'm gonna. Woo! Not great. But I do have that guidance on me. So, be a 12.
12. It does not seem like you are like, no, and it looks back at you and it's like,
oh, nasty.
Am I able to hit it with a short sword?
Oh, with the short sword, no. If you had your glaive, you probably could.
Okay, second action, I'll drop the short sword.
Okay.
And pull the
That's
blade.
free.
Oh, okay.
You drop it, it lands through Rias, pinning him to Oopsie, killing Rias.
Oh, well. Pull the glaive, second action, and then swing once.
Sure.
Third.
Swing, swing, swing.
That's a D12. I should use the D20. At 14 on the die, plus 5, 19.
19 is a hit.
Nice.
What do you do? 1d8 plus 1 slashing damage. I should keep it there. For a total of 8 damage.
8 points of damage. You note that its hide seems to be especially tough. You deal just a little bit less damage than you thought you did.
I want to share that information.
Sure. Rias, you are on top of Peepa. She's been trying to push you off of her, but unsuccessfully.
I'm gonna try to stand up.
Okay, you do. That's not too hard.
Do I need another reflex because of the ground?
Yes, you actually do.
Okay.
Reflex or acrobatics.
Do not fail because you'll fall back.
Let's do a reflex. I mean, that's a little bit better than acrobatics. It's a dirty 20 to stand up.
Okay, yeah, you stand up on your feet.
Cool. Am I able to reach up and touch this thing?
Yes, as a medium-sized creature, you could reach up and get it.
Sweet. I'm gonna reach up and touch it, and as I'm reaching, you just see those fingernails, that black energy ball start craning up through, and I'm gonna touch it, and I'm gonna cast harm on it. Harm. Yeah. Basic fortitude save, Jimbo.
Fortitude save. That is a total of 15.
15 is a failure, Jim.
Ooh.
So you're going to take 3 whole points of
Yikes.
negative energy.
Nice. I do believe that you had cast Bane earlier. Are you maintaining Bane? Or
yes. And
I believe it. So how many actions did harm cost you?
Harm, because it's a touch spell, it's only 1 action.
Okay, good. So you would have to use your third action to maintain that spell. However, I believe I'm now in the range of it.
Yeah. Now that you are in range, because I'm standing up, will save.
Will. Oh, no, that's no good. I don't think that's going to do it because that is an 8.
Oh, cool. So you get a -1 penalty status to attack rolls as long as you are in that area.
Remember, Jim, you do have a +1. You also have a reroll.
I do have a reroll. I'm about to probably use that reroll. I know exactly what I want to do with it.
No.
I know exactly what I'm going to do with it because it's my turn. It is going to start scampering forward, trying to get away from all of you, but it realizes it's moving much slower. And while it's walking on the ceiling, it seems to also not be able to move as quickly as it could if it were perhaps on the ground. So it just scampers forward 10 feet with 1 move action, putting it just behind Bartimus. Noting that it just isn't getting anywhere fast, it's actually just going to drop down to the ground as a free action. And then it is going to reach out with its remaining 2 actions. It is going to charge up its clawed hands with crackling electricity and try to grab Bartimus around the waist.
Well, I do not want to be friends, little hairy goblin. Jim, I'm going to use my sync on your successful roll because I know that you're going to re-roll if it is not successful.
You can't just pick which roll.
Oh, yes, I can. I just did. I'm the GM now.
Yeah.
I guess so. The first one would hit armor class 15.
I think little Bartimus may have just avoided that. I don't know where things are in Hero Land.
Middle row.
There it is. Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm great.
Excellent. So then I guess I will re-roll that.
Well, now you'll take a sync on this one.
I will sync because you're a disgusting cheater.
Perhaps.
Ooh, that's pretty good though. Let me see what my spell attack is. Yeah, 27.
Oh dear me.
Point of order, Jim.
Yes.
What if the weight of its sins were visited upon it right now?
He's not adjacent to you. How far does that reach?
Adjacent.
Okay.
My foe just has to be hit.
Okie dokie.
My ally needs to be hit within 15 feet of me. Now
I will not completely negate my crit by having it deal no damage. So.
Well, now hang on. You did not crit me because I sunk you. So you are merely succeeded in hitting me.
27 is a regular success?
Is a regular success.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm still going to deal damage, regardless of Oopsie's horrifically bullshit ability that I banned from all future characters.
You're going to negate 4 of that, Rady, and the creature is now stupefied 2.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful.
Well,
interesting.
You're still gonna have to take some of the damage.
That sounded like Legend of Zelda. I don't think you were successful in anything. Stop.
What kind of armor do you have on? That's actually a really important question.
Oh, great. Yeah, let me figure that one out. I have on batches of infused reagent. I have on a chain shirt.
Metal armor gives me a +1 circumstance bonus to the attack roll, making my total a 28.
Well, that's all right. You didn't realize you had a +1 with an edge before anyways that you could have used.
Oh, no.
I didn't want to take away your sync with an edge.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Bartimus is just here for the adventure of it.
Oh, no.
He might not be here much longer, though.
So, instead of 12 damage, you take 25 points of damage, minus 4. Minus 4 is 21 points of damage, and you're going to take 1d4 points of persistent electricity damage.
What?
Ow! That doesn't seem fun.
And that was my remaining 2 actions. Minus my rear. Yep, we already took that off there. So that we will go to Bartimus's turn.
Oh.
Ow! This goblin is mean. It's shocking how mean this goblin is. And I will say, no, goblin. And I'm going to throw a fire at it.
Okay.
Just fire.
Quick, I'll come out and no, goblin, that hurt. You get back. And I throw some fire at it.
Okay. So you mix up some alchemist fire and chuck it down at the creature that's right in front of you.
Right here. Shabam!
Roll an attack roll.
Get back, you little creature. Oh, dearie, that's a 19 on the die.
Uh-oh.
That feels good. That's a 25 total.
25 is a success.
But would a 26 be a critical success?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not allowing you to cheat with your dumb bonuses.
I don't have any bonuses.
But you're right, you don't.
But Rias does. All right. It's the D. Here we go. 1d8 fire.
Yep.
1d8 fire. Here we go. Coming right up. Oh dear me! It's fell on the ground.
You're a mess today. Oh my goodness.
Hold on. Here we go. 2.
That's it?
Yeah. It's 2 points of fire damage plus 1 persistent fire plus 1 fire splash, which I suppose I take. I don't know.
Yes, you are in the splash radius of your own bomb.
No, I use my thingamajig. You know, the whatever I have.
I don't
know. It's fine. Bombs no longer cause splash damage. I'm fine. It's cool.
What's happening? Okay, So that's 2 actions so far. You have a third action.
I'm gonna say, no, I don't like you. You're terrible, and I'm just gonna punch it.
Make an attack roll. This is at the -4 because unarmed attacks are always agile, so at a -4 penalty.
Where are you going?
Oh, that's a 3 on the die. So that is a 5.
Your punch is feeble and ineffective. At the end of your turn, you need to make a DC 15 flat check against the persistent damage.
This will be fine, I'm sure. Natural 20.
Hey, very nice. You take 1 point of electricity damage, but then the charge seems to subside, and you will no longer take persistent damage after this.
Okay. Ow, everyone. Philip, could I get my forehead dabbed a little bit? Philip takes a little cloth and dabs my forehead. Last thing before I'm done, Jim. Before
I'm so glad we're still on this turn.
Before I relinquish my turn and open up the floor to everyone else, I would like to point out that I have no clue what I'm doing.
We are
specifically, I have no idea why an alchemist has a familiar. I love Philip dearly, but he is worthless.
I don't know why you took the familiar. I don't understand anything that's happening. It is Trevor Stone Rage's turn.
I want to move within range to attack him. I'm gonna have to reflex.
You can move. Yeah, you're gonna have to because you're moving through the grease. You are gonna have to make an acrobatics or reflex save.
Ooh, I will definitely do acrobatics. Actually, I just realized they're the same. Oh my god, a 17.
17. I'm afraid you just barely slip. You try to move through this greasy floor and fall flat on your butt.
Join me.
I am going to try to get up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 19.
Yeah. Success. You've done it.
He's not in range to hit, is he?
No.
If anybody would like to come up and help me, I have been electrocuted.
And you said
I will say this: you can crawl. It's only 5 feet of movement, but there's no check for it.
Oh.
6 seconds. Pain is substantial and everywhere.
It's a free action to drop my weapon.
Yes.
But it's an action to pull another weapon out, correct?
It is.
Oh my lord.
Just crawl.
Yeah, I'm gonna crawl out of this grease.
You just start crawling towards this creature.
I'm coming, Bottomus.
It is a substantial pain.
Pipa, there is no longer a Rias on top of you.
I'm trying again to get up.
All right, you get up.
Well, let's see. 11?
No, you're not able to. You just can't get your little leafy feet under you.
Okay.
You look over and you see Trevor is just crawling, and you realize maybe that's the best course.
Am I able to get on all fours, about to crawl and cast something? Stick my arm out and cast something?
You can cast something. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my new spells I learned as a level 3.
Oh.
I'm going to cast telekinetic maneuver on this creature.
Ah, okay.
At the range of 60 feet, one creature with a rush telekinetic power, you move a foe or something they carry. You can attempt to disarm, shove, or trip the target using a spell attack roll instead of an athletics check.
Okay. Go ahead. Get me.
Right. What are you doing to it?
I'm going to make it fall prone.
Trip it. Okay.
Trip it, yes. Well, I rolled a 1 on the die.
No, you reach it. You're like, you get on your hands and knees. You're like, I've got it. And you just release this, like, you just like slide back down onto your leafy face. Your telekinetic blast goes wild.
I am still staring down the
sticking
phone.
all over my face, and I can't see. This is awful.
Was that a 2-action spell?
Yes, Jim.
Okie dokie. So it is Oopsie's turn.
Okay, it is Oopsie's turn. I need to move to get to it, correct?
Yes.
That was fun.
Now I saved against the grease the first round.
But moving through it requires an additional check. Yeah.
Okay. That is what I'm gonna have to do.
Okay.
So we're like after here. Reflex save?
Reflex or acrobatics, it's your choice.
Well, my reflex is a +8, my acrobatics is +4. So I'm a reflex.
Reflex away.
And the die says 18.
18, that's barely, you're wobbly, but you make it barely over to Bartimus with this creature is just sitting there in front of him.
Well, now
hello, my halfling friend.
Oopsie drive. I'm gonna lower the glaive down onto this thing.
Okay.
We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully something real cool. Mathing 17.
17. That is a success.
Oh. That is a total of 9 slashing damage.
And the glaive comes down, cutting deep into this creature as it looks like it was about to like claw and bite at Bartimus. And the glaive just comes in and crushes it in the side, piercing deep into its flesh. It lets out a gurgling cry. It looks at you and spits something at you in some language. What languages do you speak?
Common and Goblin.
Yeah, you don't know what it says to you, but it says something and then just like shudders and
gnome
dies.
and jaunty.
What is the
none of
language? Is it Sylvan?
Nope, not Sylvan.
I speak Sylvan, Jotun, Elven, Dwarven, Draconic, Common, and Bartimus.
None of those languages.
Common.
Nope. None of you understand its word. It's dying
Spanish.
words. It's not Spanish either. Whatever its dying words were are in some language none of you understand.
Oh, man.
But it is dead.
Just want to look at this thing. What is it?
Can someone lift me up, please? She starts to like sob because she's covered in blood from Bartimus and now covered in poo. I just put my hands up
and blood.
I'll help
like a
her out.
child.
Well, does that grease disappear now?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, after a minute or so, the grease would disappear.
Upsies.
You guys sort of are able to move about more.
I'm gonna cast Soothe on Bartimus.
No, thank you. Please do not do that. We have a case to solve. My dear. Look at these claw marks on me. These, I bet, will match up to the body. We have found our killer.
Can I goblin lore or nature check this creature?
Nature check. Anybody who wants to try to identify what it is that you are looking at.
Does gladiator lore do anything?
No. No, it doesn't.
Nature.
Am I right that these claw marks would line up to the same type of claw marks that were on his arms?
Make a medicine check.
18.
I got an 8.
Okay. Oopsie. For some reason, you happen to know all about these creatures known as Nuglubs.
Nuglubs?
Nuglubs are a nasty, vicious type of gremlin. Gremlins always do nasty, horrible things. But the Nuglub, on top of being a little beefier and tougher and more magically inclined than some of the lesser gremlins, also has a penchant for setting nasty, wicked little traps. It likes to strike at creatures when they're unaware, and when it does so, it seems to know just where to cut to deal the most damage. They also are very adept at striking and knocking down creatures that are trying to get away from them. They quickly lash out, knocking down anybody that tries to move away from them when they have their sights set on them.
Is Nuglug do it?
Oh yes, a Nuglug. Jim, 21 on my medicine check.
It does seem that the claws this creature has would be able to make some pretty nasty wounds. And if somebody, you note that both its clawed little feet too could have made the little gouges in the wood floor.
In the wood, yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we could either drag the body and show them, and that way I can heal you, or you can stay all bloody and you can tell them yourself.
Oh, I think that we are heroes, my dear, and people need to see that heroes, while they can be wounded, they can stand strong in the face of adversity, and that we are here to prove facts, and sometimes you must suffer some to prove what is right, and it is not right that that poor woman is being held. That goblin should be freed, and we will free her when we take this little Nuglug thing up there. They see the wounds on me and the Nuglug, and every piece of evidence we have found. We will prove justice today.
Does the grease work too? And the blood? And I just show my leaves.
Well, that'll be part of the evidence, yes.
Okay.
Oopsie just reaches down and kind of shoulders this little guy.
Okay.
Nuglug was which knowledge, Jim, by the way?
Nature.
Oh, okay. No, then never mind. I wouldn't know about it. Okay, cool. Do you eventually kind of fill us in on any of that, Jared?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, through Oopsie's broken speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I feel like on our way backward.
I think we found our killer, everyone.
Okay. So you drag the horrible little gremlin's body up to the surface and take it back to HEI headquarters and begin making your report, noting that this horrible little creature is in fact the real killer. After submitting your report, you are all paid for your services and the danger you've put yourself in. You all get 5. Each of you gets 5 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You spend the next couple of weeks sort of watching the news and wondering if your report has vindicated your client. And sure enough, at the conclusion of the trial, the Royal Court of Thaspir has no choice, in light of the report submitted by licensed heroes, to note that Patricia is in fact innocent of the crime of murder. Though her father was murdered, it must have been this horrible little gremlin. Shortly after that, Patricia actually comes to see all of you at HEI, and she brings with her a couple of gifts. She brings a jar, a fresh barrel of Pop's pickles for the whole crew, and she thanks you profusely for working so hard to help her. And she says, it's so awful to think that horrible little creature got into our home and by all accounts seemed to have been living there. And it's crazy to think that something like that could be happening in your own home. I hadn't really been staying with my father, but for a few weeks I was trying to talk him out of selling the company he had wanted to sell, and I had wanted him to allow me to take over. I certainly never wanted that to happen like this, Unfortunately, he passed before the deal could be finalized, so I inherited the company myself, and I guess in a sort of a horrible, twisted way, I ended up getting exactly what I wanted. But it feels like a hollow victory. Nonetheless, I want to thank you for bringing my father's murderer to justice. So thank you.
Yeah, and he punched in all your doors. It was weird.
Bartimus might know, maybe confirm, but Oopsie think that thing living in attic.
Yes, it seems to be. That was actually my mother's old room. She passed away some time ago, and she had grown very estranged from my father, growing very, very sick towards the end, spending all of her time up in the attic where she lived there completely isolated. Nobody had been in there for years. That's why even my father wouldn't go up there. So I guess just never noticed that thing staying in her place.
Well,
so
now,
strange.
Where did your mother pass?
Well, she passed in the room, and eventually, I mean, they once she was buried, my father never went back up there again. This was some years ago.
I don't know anything about Nuglugs. Oh, crap.
Yeah, I know. Would Oopsie know that Nuglugs were like humans before?
No, there's no gremlins are their own thing. They're fey creatures that exist on their own.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your mother and your father now, but hopefully you'll be at peace.
Hey, Jim, is there a sense motive I could roll on her earlier?
Yeah, sure. Perception.
Talking about the...
I want to do the same.
I was about to ask.
Well, I guess I'm...
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay.
Oh.
14.
Was that Bartimus?
Oh, no, there's a D20 on the ground over there, but it's got a 3 on it, so I don't think that's going to do anything for anybody.
That was a 14.
14. Oopsie, anything?
Maybe Oopsie thinking. 19. What am I adding?
Perception.
Perception 23.
Okay. Trevor, when there's something that feels just a tiny bit insincere to you about what she's saying. And you can't quite pick out what it is. It's not like, it's just, she just feels fake to you. You don't feel like you really trust her at the end of the day. You're not so sure she is sad that in the end she got the business. Though you have no particular reason to believe, she murdered her father or anything. It's just this weird feeling that she just, I don't know, maybe this worked out in her favor and it's not that big, not as big of a deal as she's letting on to her.
Okay.
Oopsie, you see she reaches into her bag just before she goes. She reaches into her bag and hands Trevor, actually, she has these 2 silver bells in her hand. It's just, well, I know that you said that it punched through the doors, but I mean, I was there on the night that my father was murdered. And I know that's not really true, but
I mean, it could have come back. I mean, it did come back.
It's okay. I one last thing before I go. I wanted to give you these. They always brought me good luck, but I think maybe you could use them now. And she passes you these 2 silver bells, Trevor. And then she leaves. And as she's walking away, you're thinking about gremlins. And you remember an old superstition, Oopsie, that gremlins often they believe that, or people believe, if you want to keep a gremlin away from your home, or something that they might break, you place bells on it. And a lot of gremlins believe that bells are cursed and they won't go into your home or break what it is that you have. And you're remembering this just as she walks away. And that's all. You have solved the crime. You have exonerated your client, and you have been paid for another job well done. Congratulations, heroes.
Well Well, we are heroes. We have solved it. That evil, wicked monster was the culprit.
The evil, wicked monster was the culprit, and we will return another time for another adventure. But that is all we have for tonight. We've actually gone into overtime, adventure overtime. That was quite an investigation that we pulled earlier, wasn't it, friends?
Hey, Jim.
Yes.
Can we be level 3 too, like the other group?
Yeah, I tell you what. Those of you who aren't Peepa can go ahead and level up for your next adventure because you have gained enough experience in your time.
I'm not Peepa.
You're not Peepa. You can be level 3.
Level 2.
It's okay. I don't know how to play level 2, so level 3 should be.
It can only get more exciting as Bartimus gains more and more powers and abilities he does not at all understand. That was a fun one, guys. Really crazy adventure, as always. I want to remind everybody else that we've got 2 more weeks of heroic endeavors before we call it quits for just a brief hiatus. But we will be back with some more heroic endeavors, pending pandemic quarantine continuing. Like we're still, of course, waiting for guidance on that. Although numbers don't look good, so I don't imagine we're going back to the studio anytime soon.
We're gonna be here forever.
So we do again 2 more weeks until there's a hiatus. However, we will also have some crits and giggles coming back in 2 weeks. So that'll be exciting. Your Monday nights will get better. We, of course, have our Wednesday nights. Bad has started back up again. So if you want to see more Chew and Hoy and Rady and Khan, are you going to be on there all the time?
No, Khan's going to guest in occasionally.
Yeah, okay. But either way, you'll get some more bad action on Wednesday nights. We please go if you like those spooky skull dice. Please go and support the Kickstarter that for Q Workshop. They're doing some great stuff. And if you like adventures that I write, then you should definitely think about signing up for Dungeon Crate, because the July box is actually one that I've written the adventure for. It is actually a Dragons and Things themed crate. So you'll get a whole bunch of Dragons and Things goodies in that crate. And make sure that if you do sign up for it, you use the code that I'm going to post in the chat. It is DATDC 2020 when you sign up for a subscription. And that's physical subscription to get an actual box, or just the digital subscription to get access to their to the adventure materials and stuff, all their digital assets. That code will give you 20% off. Either way, it's pretty cool, good stuff. DungeonCrate.com. We will see you. I'm exhausted.
Wait, Jim.
What do we got to do?
You forgot 2 things.
What?
One thing. Things in Space is back tomorrow night.
Okay.
Go check that out.
Space
and next Tuesday, we're doing a stream that we're calling DaT Family Time.
DaT Family Time.
And whoever wants to be a part of the DaT family from the DaT family, so Diana, Adam, James, Jared, Jim, if you want to come hang out, we're just going to hang out. It's family time. I think family time is important. I feel like it's something we've gotten away from. We haven't been able to talk to the fans and interact more often. So we're going to try to do this once a week where we have family time. And some weeks we'll just hang out. Some weeks we'll play games. Some weeks we might make dinner. Who knows? But this week, we're just going to hang out. So we hope that you'll join us Tuesday, 7 p.m. here on the DaT Network. We hope that you'll join us, and you can ask questions and get all the answers, Crossbearer, that you could possibly want while you troll us to death. All right. That's all I've got.
Okay.
Bye,
guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you.
Bye, friends. Love you guys.
Bye, friends.